Well, why don't we start this in media res?
Why are we doing this?
Because it's fun!
This is the most awkward intro to our podcast that we have
Well, we
ever
haven't even started it yet, you fool!
Welcome to the Legend Hunters Podcast, episode 7, I believe?
Yes, where the bullshit continues to mount higher and higher.
Yeah, luckily you guys don't want to find out what the hell we were talking about before we...
Yes, they do!
No, they don't!
Yes, they do! The fans want to know what goes on in Zero's mind right before we start recording this.
Usually it's me trying to strangle you in my head. And this is lovely.
Anyway.
And I've left Legend speechless.
Words do not explain fully what goes in the depths of your mind.
Nope. Anyway.
So let me ask you guys this.
What's up?
What was the first game that you ever played in which your response was, "This is bullshit"?
Okay. As in, this jumps the shark bullshit, or as in, you game designers deserve to rot in a hole?
The latter than the former.
Okay, it's been a long while since I've actually found...
No, but the first time... I want to know the first time you experienced that moment.
That would be the Dark Nuts in the original Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
For the NES. Those guys right there, they would always move randomly. They were a pain to deal with unless you hit them from the side or from the back. And they were a general pain in the butt for a little 6-year-old or 5-year-old legend.
Well, I'll tell you this. I was pretty innocent and doe-eyed for most of my childhood.
Zero was doe-eyed? I don't believe it.
I didn't start getting cynical until I got out of high school, you fuck.
Until the Linkin Park years?
We do not discuss that. We do not discuss it. Anyway.
We were there with you. We know what went on during the Linkin Park era.
Shut up. Anyway, the game that I remember...
Was it the Linkin Park era or the Evanescence era?
Actually, they kind of coincide with both.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's see. Anyway. Linkin Park, Evanescence, and Dragon Force.
Okay.
Anyway, the game that I think was the first time I said this was bullshit was actually also the same time I discovered that movies could be bullshit.
Oh?
That was when I first saw Aragon.
Oh.
And my mom got me Aragon, the video game, for the DS.
In all fairness, movie games were pretty much shit by that time.
I had played some pretty okay movie games, at least as far as my mind is telling me, but that was the first game I was like, fuck this bullshit, fuck it to high hell, fuck it with a rusty railroad spike.
Well, I mean, Aragon as a whole kind of was a knockoff series in and of itself.
I still like the books.
I mean, I still like the books too, but it does have a reading back, it does kind of have a semblance of fan fiction air to it.
Technically, it's a dragonic version of Star Wars.
Yeah,
and I'm not even kidding on that. The first,
yeah, I mean, it very much.
The first book is basically A New Hope.
Yeah, there was a lot that said it was A New Hope. I mean, granted, a couple of things were mixed around, but yeah, there was definitely that Star Wars wiped down with Tolkien cream.
Thank you for that horrid nightmare fuel.
Okay.
What? You don't... What? Oh.
I need to return the question to you, good sir. What was the first game that you decided this was bullshit?
Actually, it was the classic Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, really?
Around World 8.
Yeah, I will agree with you. That was bullshit.
Oh, you mean the Infinite Loop?
No, not the Infinite Loop. Just... have you ever actually gotten to World 8, Zero?
I never even got past World 2.
Well, at the time, I was only able to get up to 4, and that was by cheating.
Well, yeah, I cheated too to get to World 5.
I didn't find that out till I was like 10, and even then I couldn't do that.
Well, I had my godfather, when I was younger, was into video games, so he definitely knew a lot of tricks of the trade when it came to NES and SNES games. Right. But when I was about 12 or 13, I started playing the classic Super Mario for the Game Boy, and by grinding out times, I eventually managed to make it to World 8, and I stopped because of the amount of bullshit they start throwing you at the end. Literally, blind jumps across chasms you have to scroll in mid jump to see the landing point, which is pixel small. Oh, they send you tons of Hammer Bros, Bullet Bills, Bottomless Pits.
Bullshit.
And barely, they give you, I think, maybe they give you a mushroom at the start and a mushroom midway, and that's about it.
Ooh, shit.
So yeah, they basically threw everything in the kitchen sink at you.
Yeah. It was,
Oh man.
I mean, when people think of Dark Souls, that's the amount of horror you had to deal with in those late stages at the very beginning. That's why it's old school hard.
Speaking of Dark Souls, how was your weeks for everyone?
Well, as he said, I was playing Dark Souls. If you're wondering why I did not play this game earlier, like when it first came out, that is because I am poor. Therefore, I cannot get games that often.
Well, in all fairness, the DLC, it took a while for them to get the DLC together, so it's a good thing you waited and you got the better deal. I tried playing Demon Souls when it first came out, and boy howdy did it suck.
Really?
Yes. I mean, that was the initial idea for Dark Souls, but when they switched, I think From Software got acquired by Sega or Capcom? Which one was it?
I don't recall.
I think it's Sega? Don't quote me on that.
I know they got acquired by a company, and that's why they had to change. That's why Demon Souls had to no longer be the label. But I tried playing that as the initial one, and it ended up not being a very positive experience in my mind.
Okay,
What is it now?
It's Bandai.
Oh, they got acquired by Namco Bandai. There you go.
Yeah.
I knew they were acquired by someone in the old school game business, but okay.
Yeah, Legend actually brought the game over, and now he is going to try to torment us with it.
What do you mean try? I'm going to succeed wonderfully.
No, it's a really good game, and it has a lot of good character building moments. It just so happens it's so fucking hard.
Okay, hang on. I do want to phrase this. Dark Souls is not hard. It's just that the game designers are trolls.
Yeah,
and is there a difference?
Yes, there is. If I've actually played through several different characters and whatnot, going through the early parts of the game, and when you know what's coming, it's actually rather easy to prepare for it.
There's a lot of.
However, how many times have I been blindsided?
Too many to count.
Too many to retain sanity. Let's put it that way.
I mean, the thing is that they do take a lot of gaming conventions and make you and make you remember them. For example, respawning enemies.
Yeah, that which is actually good in the first one because it allows you to grind up souls and purchase new upgrades. However, it also means that if you die at the boss, you have to fight your way all the way back through every single enemy you fought in order to get back to where you were.
Yeah, I remember seeing Leo trying to go through the ghosts and.
Well, the ghost area it's a pizza. It's a hanging pizza for you. So that's the point of that until you get to later levels.
Yeah, and that was a dick move. That whole room.
Do you know what I mean by floating pizza? Do you?
I know what that is. It's like it was a little thing in the Ninja Turtles video game.
Yes.
There was a floating pizza up in the air that'll give you an extra life, but it's hanging over a bottomless cliff, and there's no way to obtain it without dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so essentially that's what it was.
At the time. It is actually possible to go through that area
I mean,
later,
for a beginning character, it's a pizza. It's the floating pizza until you learn the double jump ability.
All right, so Leo, how was your week?
I don't think Legend's done with his day. I don't think he spent the entire week playing Dark Souls.
Well, school's crap, so there's not much to say about that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess.
What else is new?
Let's see.
Zero.
For me, some things have been happening, some things have not. Mainly, I started to get back into Minecraft again.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a while, but the only reason I stopped playing was because I was waiting for 1.8 to come out a year ago! They just kept doing the whole snapshot update every week, showing more updates, which apparently I don't know how to freaking install into my computer, so I'm stuck just watching the other people playing Minecraft on YouTube, and just sitting there saying, I'll just wait until it updates, then I can start a new world. And now I finally have, and oh god, I'm really rusty. Yeah, it's been so long I'm actually starting out on peaceful so I don't end up getting bombed to death by a fucking creeper. And other than that, been doing commissions. Not much else has been going on for me. It's been kind of boring lately.
Well, then again, you have been busy with other things as well. I mean, for one, you finally finished
yes!
the type review.
Oh, god damn it, I forgot about that. Yes. I finally finished editing the
Ice type review.
Well, thanks for spoiling for us, but
Yeah, they know! They know! You've been hyping this up for like 3 podcasts!
They didn't know what typing it was going to be, you fool!
Well, it's
you
mine.
know we can still cut it here, right?
Nah, fuck it.
Well, it's mine to spoil, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so anyway, Leo Reviews Ice Types should be up by this Wednesday.
You know, it took 2 years for us to get this done.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be more on time with our reviews from now on, thankfully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it's either going to be Legend or me posting the next video on Pokemon typing. So
Who
you'll
says that's gonna take me another 2 years to do mine?
me.
You want to bet?
Well,
I'm not a gambling man.
So you're not gonna bet then?
Nope.
All right.
and the last time I bet, I lost horribly, so I'm leaving that out.
Well,
for now.
Yeah, the last time we lost a bet to you, we owed you a steak dinner.
No,
And
you owed me $1 the time after that.
Yeah.
And, then there was the time that that happened recently. Our GM made a bet with one of the players about Pokemon, which he should never have done.
Because he knows jack shit about Pokemon.
No, not just
No,
that.
no.
Okay, so short story, which we're not including with our Ravenloft updates, but at the start of the session, our GM told us a fateful story about him and
His fiance.
about him and Tails were having a bet about Wobbuffet, and the GM was saying that Wobbuffet thought he was the original 151.
Oh.
Insert laugh track here. So
Yeah.
Tails goes ahead and says no, Wobbuffet is in the 2nd generation. They agree to a bet, and lo and behold, the Legend Hunters would have told him that was a shit bet.
Yeah. So let's move away from that, but let's continue on with the Pokemon.
No.
Because-
Oh, hey, what am I, chopped liver?
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Ow! Quit that. No poking.
No, I'm gonna poke and fighter you until you acknowledge me.
Okay, fine. What was your week?
Okay, thank
You're
you.
trying to poke him across the couch, damn it!
Yes, that
Through me!
that is what you call spacing in fighting games.
I call it a pain in my arm, you bastard!
Well, actually, I'm pretty sure most professional fighters would probably get wanker's cramp in their joystick arm.
Yeah, but you're hitting a marmot point, damn it.
Anyway, how was your week,
Thank
Leo?
you. Actually, I did quite a bit. I got back into Minecraft 2 when 1.8 came out. I started with a desert map, which is actually proven to be quite fantastic, considering I'm building myself a little home.
You're building a sand castle?
Well, no, I built myself under a sand mountain,
Okay.
which I'm tentatively naming Lion Peak.
Tentatively.
That's pretty cool.
It's it's a river. It has a river next to it, which is across a jungle.
Yeah.
Where I can farm many cocoa beans, and I got scared by an Enderman. Pretty much I was one of the times I was going out at night to harvest for monsters. I tried avoiding an Enderman, and I inevitably scared him. And he scared me Slender style.
Yeah,
it may have been. It's been
man.
2 years since I played Minecraft, just because I've been playing other stuff. But boy, howdy do Endermen still scare the crap out of me.
Yeah, they do. I actually had a nightmare once of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and also, actually, for my let me tell you a funny story about when one time I was doing a map.
All right.
I actually started up a new world. I ended up in a swamp biome. I looked around, and lo and behold, in the middle of the water was a desert castle. Was a desert temple. I'm not kidding. There was like a chunk error, and the desert temple spawned in the middle of the water.
Atlantis much?
Well, now they have Atlantis in the latest update.
No, actually.
But yeah, I mean, it's basically...
No, what is the place what is the planet that Yoda lives on in the
It's not Endor, that's for sure. That's where the little
Dagobah?
Ewoks live.
Or
Yeah,
maybe-
the Dagobah system.
It's like Dagobah
Yeah.
with the crash X-wing.
Yeah, and though instead of the X-Wing, it's a fucking temple. And that was brilliant. I ended up building, like, my beacon right up inside the upper area, and then I started digging down and just making a huge area. It was great. And then my Minecraft crashed, and I lost all the data.
Ooh.
That has happened twice to me already.
Hmm.
I have no idea if it's a problem with the Mac version or not, but I don't even know how to back up my saves, so...
If any of you viewers out there know how to boost the capabilities of an old computer so they can run modern games, please let me know, because I'm dying.
I told you, I think it's either a CPU or a vid card problem, man.
Well, I've just done a little bit of digging around, and I think you can actually do something like installing a driver or whatnot, and that'll help, I think.
I haven't heard anything about that, but...
because that's something I would like to know.
That'd be one thing, but you'd have to do a driver for every game, though. If it's one game, then yeah, that's fine. But if you're trying to do multiple, then
that's true.
Get out of luck.
Then you're going to have to go the Master PC angle and get like a really good computer, or build your own.
Well, the problem is that with
and building your own is kind of pricey.
Well, actually, I know. When I used to work at at my old employment place. One of my coworkers actually did that as a hobby, and he seems pretty skilled at doing it. I mean, it's probably just like any other skill. Sure, it takes a while when you're first starting up, but then you can do it like nobody's business.
Okay, fair enough.
But what else did I do? I started playing Hard Gold again. I'm in Kanto. I currently have beaten 6 of the Kanto gym leaders. No, 5 of them. 5 of the Kanto gym leaders. I'm working on Sabrina. And I caught Suicune not too long ago with a Great Ball.
Nice.
With the Great Ball. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So it took me a bit, but yeah, it's definitely going that way. I've been putting off playing Fallout forever, and I've been meaning to get into that. But I've just been, aside from busy doing my other things, one of the things that I've been doing now, or rather what I haven't been doing now, is watching wrestling. Wrestling has finally been shit for me again.
Oh really?
So yeah, I've only I'm still subscribed on my YouTube to look at it, but I don't really watch it anymore. It's just become boring again.
Wrestling becoming boring.
Well, part of it.
What?
If you've ever watched the Spoonie One's rants on wrestling, he actually went through an entire episode of TNA Impact.
Well, TNA Impact, it's going off the air because they actually broke a contract with Spike, so it's actually going to be off the air by the end of the year. So that's one thing.
Oh shoot! Just like The Simpsons going on.
Well, what happened was that I think it's TNA has advisors on people on how the storyline needs to play out, how they do all the stories.
Mm-hmm.
So they hired this one guy, Vince Russo. For those of you who actually know who the guy is,
I've heard of him.
Yes, and if you know, he's the shit meathead behind WCW. And if you recall any of the crazy shit WCW did, Vince Russo is the man behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, I think sometime a year or two ago, Spike said, you know what? This Russo character is an idiot. Fire him. And so TNA let Russo go behind the scenes, but still kept him on as a pseudo contract or advisor sort of deal.
Okay.
Spike found out about this recently, I think within the past month or two, and gave TNA its walking papers.
Ooh.
Well, it goes to show you wrestling is full of incompetent idiots.
Well, the other thing is WWE. Why haven't I jumped on that ship? Well, for the most part, the storylines are shit.
Wrestling storylines. I'm sorry, but if for any wrestling fans out there,
don't worry, it's bullshit.
It's bullshit. It's all you need to know. It's gotten
even the fans know it's bullshit.
It's gotten it's already past the peak, and now it's in the bullshit. It's already in the bullshit crater. So all you need to know is I'm not watching anymore. The current wrestling on TV is shit. When I get my own place, I'm going to invest in either some Hulu or some online streaming program so I can watch better wrestling.
Alright, now moving away from the boring wrestling, let's actually talk about stuff that people actually want to hear about.
Pokemon!
Yes!
Okay, we're mixing things up this time around.
So instead of doing Pokemon at the end of the podcast, which is what we have been doing for a while,
we'll try it at the beginning and see how things turn out.
Yeah. The Ravenloft review is still going to be at the end, but this is a little special episode because after the Ravenloft, we will be doing the Kenichi spoiler cast.
Yes.
In which, so for those of you who don't know, History's Mightiest Disciple Kenichi just ended today.
Yes, on the very day that we're recording this. And well, we want to share our thoughts on it.
Well, that's when the translation that we got came out. So
Yes.
Right.
It probably ended a week or two earlier, but the translation we got today.
Yeah, so
Right.
don't worry. We aren't going to talk about that until the very end, and we'll give you a heads up in case you want to end the podcast right there.
In case you listen to us and understand that Kenichi is a fucking badass manga, go ahead and read it before you listen to the rest of this podcast.
Yeah.
Or
Don't worry, we can wait.
Well, we'd have to be waiting a freak ton.
but listen to us because we're still awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, waiting as in taking the entire Kenichi manga from beginning to end in that time spot is just.
No.
I read it in 2 days.
No. What you do is you listen to the rest of our podcast up until Ravenloft. At the end of Ravenloft, you pause. You go onto Manga Eden, Manga Here, whatever, Manga Panda, whatever you want to look at for your manga needs. Read the entire thing of Kenichi, and then listen to the rest of this podcast.
Yeah,
I'm expecting to see a huge drop-off right at the end in the analytics.
Don't be so depressing, Zero.
I'm not being depressing. I'm betting
we're-
even money there'll be a drop-off right there.
Now you want to bet.
So
Anyway, you said you weren't a gambling man.
Anyway,
So-
Pokemon.
Yes. Okay, so starting off right off the bat, we've got the Mega Shark.
Yep, well, first off, Koda Magazine just released a whole slew of new information about Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
But
As well
here's
as
the
other
thing.
events.
Here's the shit you need to know.
Yes.
Okay, so MegaSharpedo has a more of a saw shark-like design, which is okay, I think, though I don't think it's terribly aerodynamic or hydrodynamic. But again, that makes sense because instead of, say, speed boost, he now has strong jaw, which does make sense.
Well, it actually is really good for him because of the fact that its only coverage moves for physical are Ice Bite, are Ice Fang and Thunder Fang.
Mhm.
So actually having a strong jaw as an ability
Would actually boost those
boosts those to more efficient levels
Not
along
to
with his
mention-
insane attack boost.
Not to mention he has Crunch in his moveset and STAB off of that. So
Right.
that would be great. But the thing that was interested in is just looking at this thing's move pool and seeing how much of a troll this thing is.
Oh, really?
Okay, so right off the bat, this thing, in its original form, its hidden ability is Speed Boost. So if you net a couple of boosts off of that
With Protect.
with Protect, you can gain a Speed Boost and...
Then Mega Evolve, and then Unleash Hell.
Yes, with a combination of, this is my predicted moveset, these three moves. STAB, Crunch, and Aqua Jet. That's right, this thing got Aqua Jet in its natural moveset. But it gets even better than that. Let's say that this thing has run its course and caused as much havoc as possible. It can suicide bomb itself using Destiny Bond and take whatever is trying to take it down with it.
It knows Destiny Bond?
It can learn Destiny Bond as an egg move.
This is in Y or an X?
This is in both. This is in X and Y. Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of nasty.
It is. It's hilarious. And of course, Strong Jaw boosting the power of Crunch, and
right.
Crunch not being walled out by, say, Steel types.
I definitely those are two options, but personally, I was preferring something more along the lines of Speed Boost Blaziken. You have Protect. You have does it get Sword Stance? I don't think it does.
Well, the problem with using Sword Stance is that this thing is frail.
Compared to Blaziken.
Yes, it has the lowest defenses of any Pokemon. Period.
I forget.
I think it has better defenses than Blissey.
No. Carvana's at the very bottom of the barrel in terms of defenses.
Carvana or Sharpedo?
Carvana and Sharpedo are low tier on defense.
I know on defense, but it's not below 10.
You'd be surprised.
It's not below 10.
I'm not going to bet money on that because I've been through this before.
Okay, let's check out the Mega Sharpedo. What exactly does it get? It gets an increase in all stats.
It does, which is nice, but again, you'd have to run against, you'd have to run against the freaking...
I could see Aqua Jet and Destiny Bond more as text than anything else. I think it's still going to keep a move pool along the lines of Waterfall, Crunch, Thunderfang, and as alternatives, Aquajet or Destiny Bond.
Well, I think Aquajet would be more mandatory because you need something with priority to deal with Talonflame.
Actually, you know what? That's a good point. But it does, because what can Talonflame really do? It still is taking half damage because of its water type resistance. And while its defenses are shit, it still has a natural immunity.
But I will like to point out that Brave Bird is the move that's going to get priority, which it does not resist.
Yeah, and basically every set I've seen with Talonflame does have Brave Bird on it.
Which is boosted by +1 priority thanks to Gale Wings.
Yeah, but even if Aquajet won't, even an Aquajet from this thing, will it one-hit kill?
Probably, I think.
Yeah, well, especially with its boosted attack stat.
My main concern is that, it takes care of Talonflame, but it's not going to take care of much else. That would be my concern with using it. And passing up on Waterfall with the Waterfall's doubled power and the 30% flinch is actually kind of nice, considering the power that this thing will be packing.
Yeah, well, that is
my alternate would be that if it does get a boosting move, either Work Up, Home Claws, or Swords Dance, then you could justify Aquajet, but I'm not sure if it gets either of those. But that would be the way I could see that working out better to its advantage.
Alright then, okay. So next on our list we have what I like to call the Magma Roomba.
What?
Look at this thing!
It does kind of look like a Roomba. Like a furry, angry Roomba.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Mega Camerupt. Oh, by the way, MegaSharpedo is also going to be Archie's Mega Pokemon.
No shit!
I called it!
Yeah.
And Mega Camerupt is going to be Maxie's. And it even has the M on its head now. For Magma.
I have to say, this poor thing. I liked its design before, but... I don't know what they did to this poor thing.
Okay, so
they turned it into an active volcano.
No. Well, you know that in camels, there's mainly two kinds. There's There's what is the one for one hump? It's unidary and dromedary.
I think so.
I'm no biology major. That's why I'm asking.
I don't even know.
There's a regular camel, and then there's a Bactrian camel. And then there's this thing.
There's the one hump and the two hump camel. So it evolved from two humps, put them together to make a mega hump.
God, just saying the word mega hump does not sound right.
Well, it's coming from Leo, so
would you prefer mega tit? Because if it's a female, actually, it doesn't even matter. It's a mega tit either way.
Anyway.
That explodes with magma.
Anyway,
so here's the thing about this Pokemon is that it gets sheer force as its ability,
which is entertaining because that means that its diverse move pool of moves that all have secondary abilities
suddenly get 30% power on top of whatever it gets additionally,
which is amazing. But I will point out that this thing's stats.
Well, let's see. It gets an increase in every stat except in speed,
which went down.
That's not bad.
It might not be bad if it gets bulk.
Because technically, I think Camerupt was not that very fast.
It wasn't fast to begin with. It was about as fast as Dust Noir, I think.
Yeah, it was a slow guy.
Yes, it was. I think that it does get. I'm trying to remember whether or not this thing gets Gyro Ball, because that would be something hilarious for this thing to use to carry.
I don't think it gets Gyro Ball.
To get,
it's got like 40 base speed.
Yeah, so if it's everything else goes up, which means attack, defense, special attack, and special defense are going to get probably anywhere between 25 and a 30-point boost.
Mm-hmm. And I should point out that this thing has a natural, unboosted special attack at 105, which is great.
So it becomes it becomes manageable with the power creep. And that means that it actually is able to do more. But looking at what it has, Heat Wave, Flamethrower...
well, these are egg moves, keep in mind.
Well, not all of them.
The ones that you were mentioning were egg moves.
It gets Rock Polish.
It gets Flash Cannon.
It gets Flash Cannon. But
Flash Cannon, which is another coverage move.
Who gave this thing Rock Polish?
Well, I don't know.
Why did they give this
thing They gave Rock Polish to freaking Aggron.
Let's see.
I'm not
that
surprised.
Makes sense.
No, it doesn't. Aggron's Steel, though.
Yeah. So
It's a steel rock.
flamethrower gets boosted. Fire blast gets boosted.
Earth power gets boosted.
Flame charge gets boosted, I think, too.
A flame charge?
Yeah.
Raises the user's speed. So
No, I don't think it gets boosted, but you wouldn't want to use its physical attack anyway. You want to use the special.
True.
Well, it's actually not bad as a mixed attacker.
True. It's got a. Let's see.
Actually, I'm trying to see. It does get earth power, right? I'm not remembering that wrong.
I remember getting hit by that a lot while I was running.
Earth power, yes, it does. You
At
get
level 26,
which,
yeah.
Because I'm remembering how much success Nidoqueen had with sheer power life orb.
Mhm.
If you recall how powerful that combination is,
It is, and
It
Earth
does-
power is at base 90.
base 90 plus the 60 cumulative boost with life orb.
Would eruption be affected?
Eruption would not.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have a percentage chance on its ability. Fire blast and flamethrower.
Lava plume.
Okay, this thing.
Yeah,
decides
but
to
I mean,
hit-
you got flamethrower, so why would you want lava plume?
And of course, you could always up that to freaking fire blast, which would just be absolutely nightmarish.
Yes, it would be absolutely nightmarish.
Yep.
So again, it's definitely a good between the two as far as like. Do you think that you're going to get?
Ooh,
Okay.
overheat.
Okay, let me ask you guys this: between as far as getting these megas, do you think that when you defeat Maxie and Archie, you're going to get the respective teams or the opposites?
I think they're going to give
And
you.
the opposites being that if you're playing Ruby, that Archie, out of respect for you helping him defeat Maxie, gives you a Sharpedo-ite as well. Rather
That's
than
an
picking
interesting
up
question.
the defeated Megastone of the team you're fighting.
That is a very interesting question, but I kind of like to think that it would be color to version.
Color to version?
Yeah, so, yeah, it seemed like that, although the flip is also possible.
Right.
Because they do kind of flip some.
It does kind of seem to make sense.
Yeah.
In
So remind me, which versions are both of you guys getting?
Sapphire.
Ruby.
Sapphire and Ruby, because I'm a
Oh,
rich
you-
motherfucker.
I'm poor. I could barely afford it, you bastard.
Yeah, along with all the other games that are coming up, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, like we're not going to be able to get the 3.
We'll get to that.
Fine. Anyway, the other Mega that was also announced was Mega Gallade.
Yes.
We were waiting for this one.
We had a Mega Guard of War in X and Y. Now we have the Paladin.
Yep,
the Psychic
and-
Paladin.
Well, he looks more like an action hero straight out of Japan.
No, he looks more like an action hero straight out of 300.
Not far off, actually. So apparently he throws off his weighted clothing and gains a speed and attack boost.
And a fabulous cape.
Yes.
Which also kind of looks like Guard of War's dress.
His blades also become red, thick, and veiny. Just saying.
Anyway, this guy gets an increased speed and attack boost, which is awesome.
Yeah, because he definitely needed the speed boost. He's been suffering the speed creep for a long time now.
Yeah, and also his ability is now Inner Focus, which
No,
is,
actually, he had that for a while.
No,
didn't
he had steadfast.
he had Steadfast, and now it becomes
He had steadfast as his regular ability, and then as his hidden ability, he got justified.
Okay.
So this is his first time actually getting inner focus.
And there is one other thing that is of note with Mega Gallade, and that is his trainer.
yes. Remember,
Wally is back.
yeah, remember how Wally had a wonderful Gardevoir in the original games?
Nope.
Nope, they've changed it up this time. He is apparently going to be running a Mega Gallade as his signature.
Which is actually a kind of cool twist.
It is!
I think that's because they didn't want him running around with the girl Pokemon afterwards. That's why they kind of, after Generation 3, tossed in Gallade to go ahead and rectify its mistakes.
Well, there is that, but apparently Gardevoir's Japanese name is Sir Knight.
I know.
So...
But the Japanese are very different about gender roles compared to the U.S.
Yeah, the kimono and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
either way, they made those changes. What do you guys think about its ability being inner focus?
Well, that means it's not going to get hit by. It's not going to flinch.
Yep, which, well, I wasn't counting on flinches to begin with, but it's nice. It is not too bad. So-
I do think it could have been I would have actually preferred it had Justified. Like, if it got its hidden ability as its Mega ability.
That would be entertaining. But if it does have Justified as a regular Gallade, it could switch in, conceivably, on a...
Take the dark type attack and then make
boost its strength and then go for a run.
Yeah, you could do that. So, that's not a problem.
I think the reason they went with Inner Focus on this one is because of the fact that Togekiss would otherwise hard wall this Pokemon. Because it would otherwise Paraflinch it to death, which it already did.
Yeah.
So this would be Gallade's chance to fight back.
Okay, so let's take a look at its stats. 125 attack, which is pretty good.
Its attack has always been good. The problem is that speed, that 80 speed, it keeps it from actually doing well.
So if it's going to be like a 50 point even, it would boost it up to
120 and 185.
Which would be ridiculous.
Or actually, I'm sorry, 175.
175.
That's
higher than freaking Kyurem Black. I think that's even.
I don't think they would do full on increase, but I definitely think that attack would get at least 30 points, and hopefully speed 30 or 42.
Which would basically fix this Pokemon.
Yeah, so...
And then it already has a massive move pool.
No kidding, I'm looking at the Cerebi page,
it can use the E-punches, it has
grass-type moves for crying out loud.
It has Close Combat, Leaf Blade, Night Slash.
Zen Headbutt, Night Slash, Psycho Cut, Swords Dance.
Let's see.
Finish it off with False Swipe.
Okay.
It has the access to the E-punches and Shadow Sneak.
Return would be nice on this thing.
It has Shadow Sneak, guys.
Oh, shit.
What?
Yes.
Oh, no. Where did it say that?
It's an egg move. You
Oh.
don't know?
I did not. It has Destiny Bond.
It has Shadow Sneak.
Gosh.
It has Shadow Sneak.
Just...
Like I said,
I'm done.
join the Gallade hype train, gentlemen.
And it got Hypnosis.
Yeah, this thing was actually a pretty good catcher in Gen 4.
And transfer moves, it can actually learn
Oh,
Great Punch,
dear.
Dual Chop, Fire Punch,
Knockoff.
Low
the
Kick.
boosted knockoff, yes.
Let's see, Thunder Punch.
Zen Headbutt. It has a great move pool, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this thing has a freaking amazing move pool. This will really improve it. I am not denying that.
The hero will rise.
You're.
This is definitely a Pokemon I'm looking forward to using.
Yep.
I'm thinking you get this at the end of the quest line with Wally. You probably have one more fight with him after the
Elite Four, probably.
After the Elite Four,
Probably.
and then he gives you the Mega Stone.
Okay.
Kind of like how you got how you got Absolite for Absol.
I should point out that it might be possible to actually get Gallade before the Elite Four. I mean, Gallade as a Pokemon.
Oh no, absolutely.
No, duh.
Absolutely.
I had Gardevoir on my team when I fought Diantha.
The deal.
Diantha, I mean.
No. I mean, in Generation 3, Gallade didn't exist yet.
Right.
So they're going to be improving on a lot of the old Pokemon.
They might. That depends on the availability of a Dawnstone down the line.
Well, they are including Pokemon and me, so who's to say they can't include the Super Training?
Dawnstone. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
you can get that in the secret
Yeah,
training.
but you have to do a lot of secret training before you unlock
Well,
that.
technically, all you need to do is just unlock it once.
Yeah, but you have to do all 3 levels of training,
Yes.
and
Which is
then
fine.
do all the hidden trainings until you get to that point.
Just use a junk Pokemon.
Which is fine.
Yeah. So, other than that, we also got some more information on Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon. Mainly their abilities, as well as some 2 new moves that have been announced for them.
Okay, so first off, Primal Groudon. Oh, God.
Primal Groudon has the ability Land of Endings.
Which is basically it's a brand new weather type.
It's basically Drought.
It's Super Drought.
Yep. What happens in this is basically it boosts the power of Fire type and any like with grass Pokemon that have like chlorophyll. Ooh, that's going to be nasty. And it totally nullifies water moves. I mean, totally. So yeah, this guy having both
Fire
and ground
is not a problem.
Yeah.
This thing will walk in on Kyogre and laugh.
However,
Kyogre also got his own thing.
Primal Kyogre gets Sea of Endings.
No, Sea of Beginnings.
Sea of Beginnings, I'm sorry.
Alpha and Omega.
Well, yeah. Anyway, Primal Kyogre's Sea of Beginnings does the same thing but with rain. It goes ahead, creates an unstoppable drizzle, so long as the Primal Kyogre is out in the field.
Otherwise, it immediately ends.
It goes ahead and boosts water-type moves like normal rain, and I'm assuming it still gives you perfect accuracy for things like thunder
and whatnot.
and hurricane.
Ooh.
But it prevents the usage of fire-type moves and cannot be cancelled out of unless the Pokemon leaves the field.
Yeah.
Which will make this thing amazing for double battles. Both things were amazing for double battles.
It'll change Ubers for both things.
No kidding. And let's see, they also get new moves. Primal Groudon gets a move called Precipice Blades.
Which looks...
Scary as all hell.
And then there's Primal Kyogre, who got
Origin Pulse.
Oh boy.
They're really nailing in the whole Alpha and Omega thing with this.
Well, these were the original Pokemon gods.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we also mentioned this in our mythology video, in case you're wondering.
I thought the original god, quote, was Arceus.
Well, we didn't know that until Generation 4.
I'm just saying that the words original should be used with quotations.
Whatever.
Okay, so Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon are going to wreck the game.
Yeah.
And, while that's going off on offshore...
We won!
Oh, good!
We won!
I was trying to do a segue, damn it! Okay, so, what's going on?
We won is what happened.
We won the mystery gift jackpot!
Alright, we are finally getting some,
Mystery gifts.
from Japan.
Dianacy and the shiny Gengar.
With Gengarite.
To be released later this year.
Both in October, surprisingly.
Well, no,
Yeah,
both in October.
Yeah, right before the release of Alpha and Omega.
So the deal is that from early to mid-October, you can go ahead and download the mystery gift for the shiny Gengar, which comes with the Gengarite.
Yep. And then after that event ends, you get the Diancie, which will, if you transferred the Diancie to Alpha and Omega, you actually get the Mega Diancieite.
Which is awesome.
So, there you go there, which...
So this only further pushes the suspicion that Mega Latios and Mega Latias will only be available in Oris.
Yep.
So I have to wonder if the Mega Form evolutions are going to be transferable to X and Y.
Probably.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it. I think it's just regular trading at this point. So
I hope so.
they should still be, because that's how it's going to be. It's going to be like Heart Gold and Soul Silver to Diamond and Pearl.
Alright.
Fair enough.
The question for me is, what the hell are they doing with Hoopla and Volcanion now?
Well,
The two other legendaries that were leaked out earlier in the year.
Well, I think they'll do something along the lines of, no, not Landers. The Therian forms?
DLC?
Yeah.
Basically. So, yeah, there's that.
So,
Zera's whining finally worked.
hey,
Or threat, should I say.
watch it.
Well, we basically had the whole movement thing going. So, yeah, we're
We're
finally
gonna
going to
take the credit for it.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Alright, moving away from...
To douchebag of the week.
I thought it was asshole.
Douchebag, asshole, choose your vulgarity for the person that you dislike.
You mean choose the whole it comes out of? That's horrible.
Choose the what?
There's one, there's the other.
Yeah, but they're both analogous for evil.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway,
Okay, so...
the FCC and the Net Neutrality Act.
Oh, Joyce, someone's trying to
Net
shut down
Neutrality
the internet.
Act, where have you been, Zero?
No, shut up.
So, for those of you who know nothing of the internet, why the hell are you listening to us rant?
Yeah.
There's porn to watch.
God damn it.
And for those of you who know what the internet is, then you should know what net neutrality is.
Yeah.
Net neutrality is the belief in which no one should go ahead and be allowed to pay for better internet.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's internet should run the same quality, and if you have a problem, you should tell your internet provider.
Mm-hmm. And the internet provider companies are trying to...
Scam you by making you pay more for the same internet.
Yep. And let's just say everyone was saying, fuck you.
Well, wouldn't you?
No, duh.
Absolutely.
So, for those of you who are listening to this now, you have until Monday, the 14th, 15th of September?
I guess.
The Monday of the third Monday in September.
Yeah.
You have until then to lodge your complaints with the FCC on their website.
Did you realize we're basically telling people to do that the day before it ends?
Hey,
it gets posted.
Would you prefer to not do it at all and have to pay more for the same internet?
True.
So now you stop what you're doing, go file a complaint with the FCC, and then come back and listen to the fabulous adventures that is the Legend Hunters.
You mean the fapping about?
The fapping adventures of the Legend Hunters.
Faffing with an F.
No, I was talking fapping with a P.
Oh, God.
The fapping adventures of the Legend Hunters. Let's move on.
Okay. Now, let's go to some more Nintendo news.
Nintendo discount event. I'm doing this voice again because a button got fixed.
Oh, god damn it. Anyway, for the whole upcoming Smash game coming out, the Nintendo eShop's having discounts for games that actually feature characters in the Smash games.
Last week they were doing Mario Party stuff. They had all sorts of Mario Party games for the 3DS and for the Wii discounted. This week they're doing Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda, Fire Emblem, Sonic, Kid Icarus, and Mega Man.
As well as Fire Emblem.
I did say Fire Emblem.
You did?
Yes. You
Well,
weren't paying
more
attention.
Fire Emblem for everyone.
So
Yeah.
all the games that feature these franchises on either the Wii U or the 3DS shop are temporarily discounted. And for the next 2 weeks, they will be doing more discounts, including things for the Wii, for the Wii and the Mii's, for Metroid, and for Pokemon next week. And then in the last week, right before the release of Smash, they have Star Fox, Kirby,
Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong.
and Pikmin, and
Animal
Crossing. So all those games are going to be discounted over time. We've included the link so you can go see the eShop offers as they come out.
Yeah, be sure to check the description down below. And now we're going to go ahead and talk about a little segment I believe Leo likes.
We're going to just be plugging the Internet Horror Corner, or the Indie Horror Corner right now.
Yeah, so...
I have nothing to say about that.
Well, basically, what we're talking about is... Here's where we're going to talk about a few games that are on Kickstarter that we feel like deserve looking at and their support.
So Zero and I both have two particular games that are on Kickstarter right now that are still doing their campaigns, and we're going to make points about why they should be funded for. And Legend is going to go ahead and just be drinking his root beer while he listens to us rant.
Glug, 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 glug.
Yeah, so starting off with me, one of my best friends on my art site, he's actually working on this project. It's called Sanctum Polis, and again, I've got the link to the actual website.
Sanctum Polis. It sounds as self-righteous as Final Fantasy.
Well, technically, it is an RPG, but then again, it's an RPG more based on the Shin Megami Tensei series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's based on that. It's actually got some aspects of horror and all sorts of other stuff. Earthbound,
And Persona.
Persona, Earthbound, a Silent Hill kinda.
Good gracious.
Yeah, lots of aspects from them. Really great looking game. Sanctum Polis, Rest Eternal Memory, REM.
So what's the story?
Well, I can't give you the full story because I don't have it actually right in front of me, but let me take a look. Checking out the Kickstarter.
You don't know off the top of your head?
Well, I'm sorry. I don't remember everything all the time like you two freaking walking encyclopedias. But
I think Legend takes offense to that somehow.
Yeah, but anyway, it basically deals in this school where kids are sent and basically brainwashed into worshiping the god of the sun, Solaris. And during this campaign, this setting, there's this main character, Caxton, who actually has the ability to go into people's dreams.
Huh.
Yeah, and Basically,
I'm starting to see the persona aspect to it.
yeah, like during the day, you're interacting with your classmates and trying to uncover a murder that's going on.
Again, persona.
Murder and a conspiracy involving the school, and the priest.
Okay, so just for some background, it is a religious school. We're talking Notre Dame in Fantasyland.
Oh, multiply it by 1,000 on the whole religion aspect. So it's basically a catechism.
We take offense to that, sir.
Very much so.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, it's a really, really good game. It's just started up its Kickstarter. It's still got 35 days to go on it. Please give it your support. It's a really good-looking game.
Okay.
So, I believe, Leo, you had a game you wanted to
Yes, there's also another game that I had to play. Back when the three of us were still in high school, I used to frequent a website called Newgrounds. And one of the best games on Newgrounds that released back in 2007 was called Project Nexus, which was based off the Madness series. And what this was, it was a pseudo-noir, pseudo-mindless fun shooter, which involved basically Nevada being stuck in a purgatory state, where basically you could kill and murder, but no one would actually die. So it had a lot of interesting mind concepts and a lot of Wachowski brothers style gunfights. So the main creator for this, I think it's Swain. That's the Swain that's doing this. They're making Project Nexus 2 to be released for the PC and for the Mac, and it's a isometric 2D shooter. You're not playing from the first person. You see it from the third person, and you're basically walking around, shooting people with various guns. It's sort of like there's two different modes. There's a survival mode, in which you go ahead and you run through gauntlets, and it has an RPG aspect where you build up your character, and then there's a story mode where you see parts of the flash animation for the Madness series playing through the different main characters throughout the game. The project currently has a little bit more than halfway. It's about they've made 35K out of their 55K goal. They have 9 days to go doing this. Really, Newgrounds is just a fantastic place if you want to go ahead and start out for games, movies. A lot of digital things started on Newgrounds, and I'd really like to see this come out to PCs and Macs. So if you guys enjoy funny, light-hearted shooters that have a penchant for blood and action, this is for you. Also, we should mention both of these games have been greenlit for Steam.
Yeah.
So definitely show them some support, even if you can't go ahead and put in money. Visit their Steam greenlit light pages and give them some support. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that Sanctum Polis is going to be for both the PC, Mac, and Linux. And they're also trying to
I think it's pronounced Leno.
I don't care. Anyway, they're also...
You don't care about the French?
Whatever. Anyway, they're also trying to get it onto the PS3, PS4, and PS Vita if they actually can get well beyond their original Kickstarter goal of 55,000.
I don't know whether or not Madness has stretch goals for consoles because of their main focus initially for as a PC thing. But definitely, I do know that they are planning to expand more content into the game should they get more money for it. So it's definitely something that I'm looking forward to see come through.
All right, then.
I remember playing this game back in the day. They actually let us play this in class, believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
And then the teacher would look over your shoulder and go, "That's nice."
Yeah, I know, right?
Off.
Oh, the days in which you could get away with that shit.
Oh yeah, good old days of middle school.
Middle school.
So, next thing on our list of news is, oh look, more Minecraft.
I thought we were out of this.
No, well, we did talk about the 1.8 relaunch, but here's another little bit of info. The whole Microsoft buyout.
Okay, what's going on here?
Microsoft is looking to acquire Minecraft, or more specifically, Minecraft's studio company, Mojang.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
The amount of money that's being currently put on the table is $2 billion. I believe that's 9 zeros, gentlemen.
Yes.
Crap.
9 copies of Zero running around killing heads. That's fantastic.
Oh, God.
Anyway, yeah, the amount of money on this is just staggering, and there still hasn't been confirmed if Mojang is even going to be interested in even taking this offer. Although you'd probably be stupid not to.
However, Notch has gone on record saying that he would depart from the company should they accept the terms of the purchase by Microsoft. And while Mark Peterson, aka Notch, the guy originally behind Minecraft, isn't actively working on the product, instead going after Realms, which is their new company when they work on which is their new program for when they work on their games. That would be a great loss to the company if they lost Notch.
Yeah, like even though Dinnerbone, which is another guy that is working on it.
Yeah, Dinnerbone's the main one who's doing Minecraft and seeing its upkeep right now.
Yeah, even though he's doing that, we don't know if Microsoft is just going to end up going
full takeover, or if they're going to let Mojang still be autonomous.
Yeah,
that would be the main concern.
Because there's not only just the game itself, but there's the whole marketing aspect with all the creeper dolls, all the merchandise. They would have control over that, and they could just end up saying, you know what, stop that right now.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened when Marvel was bought up by Disney, and because that was midway through Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3's lifespan as a video game, they pulled down they stopped production of the games that were in circulation and pulled the DLC from the eShop. So that's definitely something that can happen. Hell, they might even decide to force DRM onto it, for all we know.
Or end up creating a sequel to Minecraft.
Which would be terrible.
Yes. Because Minecraft is a game that's constantly evolving, updating. It's a game that grows and breathes, and if you've seen the community for Minecraft, they are dedicated.
Right.
I definitely say it wouldn't be
Minecraft after that.
It wouldn't be, exactly.
Yeah,
so.
And there's also people on YouTube who are right there living doing Minecraft, and I'm actually a fan of quite a few of them.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a wait-and-see situation. I do hope that they don't take the offer, though.
Yeah, if they do take the offer, I'm hoping that Minecraft can actually use an actual functioning brain cell and actually just say, okay, we bought you, you're under our umbrella now, just do whatever the fuck you want.
No, it doesn't work that way.
I kind of hope it does.
It's Microsoft.
They would have to write it in the contract, like, okay, we're going to give part of our profits to you, but do not fuck with us. That would have to be in, red text right above the signature, right above the autograph lines.
Yeah.
So, unless that was in there in some legalese form, I don't think what you're thinking is likely.
Right. And, it's Microsoft.
Remember, we were all panicking about a month ago about Twitch being bought by Google.
True.
And that was going to be, or by YouTube, and that was going to be terrible.
No, YouTube is a part of Google, so...
But,
yeah.
YouTube was the one, I think it was YouTube the one buying it, but we all know it goes to the same place.
Yeah.
So, that's the point.
Yeah. So,
yes, let us not submit to the corporate overlords.
So, a little bit of news I forgot to put on the roster regarding Smash is that they are coming out with the demos sometime next week for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Although it should be actually next week for everyone. Later in this week, they should be releasing the demo this week for Platinum members of the Nintendo Club.
Right.
I've heard rumors that if you keep playing the demo every day until it comes out, something special will happen. But that's just speculation.
I thought that's what they were saying for the Pokemon...
it might be for both.
Yeah, I thought it was for the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire demo that they're releasing.
The other thing I managed to get a sneak peek of is Duck Hunt in action.
Really?
I saw his final smash.
Which he summons gunslingers to attack him, which attack everyone else. It's kind of like Mega Man's, in which it's a short range scenario that transforms that transitions into a cutscene.
Yeah, from I saw it was a whole bunch of the 2D the pixel ducks hit the opponent and they fly into a shooting area.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yes, exactly.
Which is kind of stupid.
Well,
it looks like fun.
It's really fun. So the duck and the dog actually work together. The duck, as they're up smash, the duck carries the dog by his tail for air recover, and then drops him down after a bit, kind of like Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Also, I saw Koopa Jr.'s Final Smash.
What you mean Bowser Jr.?
Bowser Jr., yeah.
Well, technically you could call it Koopa Jr. because apparently his alternate costumes are the Koopalings.
Wait,
Every single one.
oh my god.
Yeah, and here in his Final Smash is Shadow Mario.
Seriously?
Yeah, he paints a big X on the entire screen and then starts attacking.
Oh man.
Nice.
Yeah, and I saw the Samus's
Light Samus, yeah?
Light Samus's Smash. She gets into her ship and
And
starts firing on people.
which is awesome.
It's kind of like a Snake Smash, where he
So-
gets into that copter and starts firing.
Where he gets the helicopter and starts RPGs.
Yeah, originally it starts looking like a Captain Falcon Smash. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I'm trying to remember what the alternate costumes for some of the other. I think Fox gets a wolf palette.
Yeah.
For his
I saw
alternate.
the Duck Hunt also gets a Dalmatian version.
Oh, nice.
Oh god.
Yeah, let's see. If I recall, I saw Little Mac had like his hood version.
Oh,
up.
nice. I think there's also a wired version of Little Mac.
I think that's a DLC version.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think that's going to be for the Wii U version.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I only saw the 3DS versions of the
Okay.
I saw, let's see. They also have, they not only have Olimar and Pikmin, but they also have Alf in Pikmin.
Oh yeah, Alf.
Is another character.
The main character from one of the characters from Pikmin 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
No, the problem is I had to clarify this because there's a YouTube video out there thinking Alf, the Muppet character, is announced for Smash.
Oh.
Because of that,
no.
because of the homophonic nature of the two names.
Yeah.
I have to clarify that for legal reasons.
Oh,
Okay.
God. Anyway, let's see. If I count correctly, there's 51 characters on the roster.
Something like that, which is kind of what was targeted.
Which is fucking insane.
It looks to be fun.
Looks to be fun. I'm still hoping that they switch out Falco and Fox's final smashes for something else.
It's
No,
the same.
It's the same.
I saw it's the same.
What? The Landmaster hate has returned.
Yeah, and let's see. Link's Smash is the same. Zelda and Sheik have the same final Smash.
Which kind of is
Sucks.
a letdown.
Well, I mean, what else is she gonna do?
Marth and Lucina's Smashes are exactly the same.
Well, you have Robin who mixes things up as well as Ike.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to remember the Smashes and my mind's going blank. Fuck.
I do know. I do believe that the Ice Climbers, if they are returning, will probably do their signature iceberg.
Mm-hmm.
I am glad that Pit's got the... Actually,
Pit's got the Three Sacred
two
Treasures.
Sacred Treasures. What about
And
Dark
not the-
Pit?
Dark Pit is basically, it looks like Zelda's arrow, but he uses his Dark Pit staff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he snipes everyone.
Yes.
Shoot.
Yeah, it's just like a single one-shot sniper hit.
Okay, I kind of like how Nintendo is bringing up the wonderful memories of our time when we actually had to do that mission in Kid Icarus and had to dodge the sniper rifle shots.
Yeah.
You remember this, guys? I hope you love it.
Yeah.
Yep, alright, so what else is on the news? Oh yeah, Profound Sadness.
Hyrule Warriors Ultimate Edition available in the U.S.
Only if you're in New York City.
Which,
What?
well, needless to say, we don't live there. We are about as far from there as you can get.
Yeah.
Not really, but that's close enough.
To quote Yahtzee, we're about as far away from that as my ass is from the dark side of Europa.
What?
I was thinking Dark Powers Check for a second there for some reason.
We'll get to Ravenloft. Anyway, this is just complete bullshit. Ultimate Edition is now Super Limited Edition, and you have, it's basically first come, first serve, tough shit on everyone.
So, have fun traveling to New York if you live in somewhere like, I don't know.
Brisbane?
Yeah.
Or California.
So that was about a minute rant from you. I was expecting more rage.
Oh!
I'm actually surprisingly mellow today, of all things.
Yeah, you haven't used the screen builder once.
Yep.
Okay.
This is unprecedented.
Oh, now I remember another Smash. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent here. Donkey Kong's bongos,
Return.
and they're timed. You can actually tap the button, and it actually shows the little bar on top.
Yeah, because following the imaginary beats was annoying.
Yeah.
Now I know what I'm doing, damn it.
Oh, okay.
So you can
But
actually...
does that increase the range at all?
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
does.
does.
Okay, so then it should be a better super than it was
You can get up to a
Yes.
20-hit combo.
Combo breaker.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I actually remember seeing a funny little gif of the villager throwing a tree and then pocketing it to another villager. And it was just going back and forth, and it was really funny.
As
Oh
long
my
as it
God.
doesn't cause the game to break, we should be fine.
Yeah. Anyway, alright. So, other than that, oh yes, the ultimate Donkey Kong... Speaking of Donkey Kong...
Yes, there was apparently a world record for Donkey Kong that was broken over the past week. It took 4 hours for the new champ to go ahead and gain the high score. I think roughly about 11K, a little bit more than 11K points. The exact record. I'm sorry, not even close. The original score was 1,136,600. The new score set by Sergeant Hank Chen. I'm sorry, no. I'm sorry. The old person was Hank Chen, who was a surgeon. The new guy is Robbie Lakeman, who set the score at 1,141,800.
Yeah, get your numbers right, man.
So it's a lot, and it kind of reminds me of the old days which you used to have an arcade, and you used to play to get the high score at your local arcade.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. good
Those
times.
were some... Oh god, I was like, what, 5 back then?
So
Those
it took
quarters didn't last.
not at all.
No.
But the whole ordeal took 4 hours to go ahead and complete.
Damn, that is some damn crazy dedication.
So let me ask you, what is the longest you have ever spent on a gaming streak in a single sitting?
I believe mine was about 8 hours from beginning to end, and I was playing Rayman 3 from beginning to end.
12 hours and I was playing Skyrim. Non-stop. Well, of course I did stop for bathroom breaks, but, you know.
I would say about 10 hours between Pokemon. I've done it multiple times for either Pokemon or for Fallout.
Yeah, I kind of did the same thing when I got Platinum.
Oh,
You guys were freaking pissed at me and beating that in 2 days.
You two are always insane when it comes to the release of Pokemon because you always beat it within 3 days as soon as it comes out.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to take it a little lighter on this one.
Bullshit.
To be fair, I actually never finished quite 2.
Really?
Yeah.
But okay. I'm really hoping that they just get rid of. They either get rid of or they nerf EXP all.
Yeah, that was just
Because it's just a kill. It's just an enjoyment killer for grinding.
Yeah, I mean, the games used to take a lot longer to beat, but with that darn thing in effect, I was overpowered by the time I got to the 7th batch. Let alone
Are you kidding me? I was overpowered by the 5th.
Yeah, it was basically overpowered by the very moment you got it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So
I really wish that if they implemented again, they just give you the regular EXP share, and then after you beat the champion, that's when you get EXP all.
I really
That
hope
would
they
work.
do that.
That would be implemented much more efficiently. Remind me, are we getting it a week ahead before? A week ahead of the Japanese, or
No, we're getting it a week after the Japanese.
okay, so
course.
that we should get some leaks by the time we pick it up in the States.
I'm not going to be looking at it once the game released. I'm not looking at any more leaks.
Stay away from Tumblr.
Yeah.
Stay away from the internet if you know what's good for you.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of internet, oh my gods, let's talk about Bayonetta.
Oh my god, I saw this and this was awesome. Oh,
Yeah, let's see, Bayonetta goes furry. She gets, in Bayonetta 2, she now gets an alternate costume where she cosplays as Fox McCloud. And the furries go wild.
Why aren't you going wild?
Because I'm not interested.
Because you're British? Because British people apparently don't get erections according to Yahtzee?
Fair enough.
You remember what he said in his first review of Bayonetta?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Are you under the same effect?
No other reasons, but anyway, this is kind of ridiculous and kind of awesome at the same time.
Because she has the hat and the ears sticking out. The only way it would be more hilarious is if they moved. It's like that one time Yahtzee was at a convention and the girl put the dog ears on it.
No, that was cat ears.
Or the animatronic cat ears.
That actually do respond to thought
move.
waves.
Oh my gosh.
That would be the most adorable thing I have ever seen.
And I can already see the fan fiction. I can already see the fan art.
The fan art of Fox getting Bayonetta stealing Fox from under Crystal's nose.
Ooh.
Oh god.
Legend gives it his 3 thumbs up of approval.
I don't have 3 thumbs.
Think again.
God. I swear you are about 2 seconds away from a flying side kick to the face.
Why am I talking to a Scottish bar fighter who knows karate?
Must resist screaming into pillow. I can withstand this madness. I can withstand
Are you going to go ahead and
it.
shovel a potato down my throat?
Fuck it!
Well, that streak was broken rather quickly.
Alright. Zero, you'd be happy to listen to this next tidbit of information.
Oh?
Binding of Isaac Rebirth is going to fuck with some heads on November 4th.
Oh yes, I just saw the trailer for this.
And what was your reaction to that?
Those are tits.
Yeah,
Those are tits.
censor tits.
But still, yeah.
I mean,
Those are
Oh,
tits.
no.
Those are tits, and there are dicks flapping in the breeze.
Did they run out of body parts to abuse?
No, they have
the
not.
original game.
not at all.
No.
So,
In fact, they found new holes to fuck with.
Oh god.
this is worse than walking into a bar with a shogoff in it.
We're not far off from there, by the way.
Yeah. But for those of you who don't know, this is a remake of the original
Binding of Isaac.
Binding of Isaac, which Ed McMullen originally said, you know what, this is too cutesy for what I wanted. Let's start from scratch.
Oh no.
And if you remember some of the parts from Binding of Isaac,
Nothing was cute in there.
so
Other than Isaac at the beginning.
other than Isaac at the beginning, and at the end he was transformed into some weird mess.
Especially if you got some of the really more disgusting power-ups.
Yeah, but so this one's gonna be much as far as like they've redone work on the power-ups so that they work cohesively more often. They've done an art lift so that graphically everything looks more pixelated.
Huh.
So it's not as smooth as it was in the original design. It's more pixelated, like it's from an old PC or.
So they're going for the
TV?
faux retro look.
Kind of, yeah, but it's still got 100% of all the insanity that the original had.
And from what I saw, the rooms are even bigger than...
Yeah, the rooms are more. It's more.
it's less Zelda-like.
Less Zelda-like because in the first game, all the rooms were the same size.
Yeah. Here, I think the sizes change.
The sizes can change drastically, so it's less Zelda, more Metroid.
Room full of poo.
You have to shoot with your tears out of the room filled with poo.
Talk about shooting the shit.
Yeah.
And having a lot of shit to deal with.
That's a lot of shit in your mouth.
Well, you've been shoveling this crap towards me this entire time.
Don't get shit-faced.
I think he is about 2 seconds away from the screen pillow again. That, or he's going
Shitting
to
himself.
or he's going to reach for the pike. And shoving it up where the sun don't shine.
No, shoving it up the shithole.
There we go.
I can resist.
Zero's having a Von Karma moment right now. Oh, speaking of which, guess what came out earlier this earlier in the week?
Oh?
Phoenix Wright versus
Professor Layton, that's right!
Yeah. Have you played it yet?
No,
No,
I
I have not.
What part of we're poor was not clarified earlier in the podcast, Zero?
Good point. But actually, I've been hearing a lot of kind of mediocre reviews about it.
Well,
Really?
it's not.
It's basically like 2 games, and like even the like the puzzles are apparently too easy for Professor Layton game.
And the trial...
Is they introduced a part of the trial where you have multiple witnesses in a row, and you try to figure out which one's lying, and they made it really easy to tell. So
Not apparently to what I've been hearing from my friends who have the game. They still don't have issues with it. They still have issues with the puzzles and whatnot. So it just might be experience compared to all the other games in it.
true. Again, I've never played Professor Layton games, so I'm willing to bet the puzzles will be really difficult for me. But the law part, I kind of saw
It's not really law. It's more
critical thinking.
No, it's still logic. It just is on. It's a different kind of logic. With Professor Layton, the puzzles are very much physical. You can see them, you can touch them, you can move them.
Mm-hmm.
With Phoenix Wright, you have to point out contradictions.
Yeah.
And if you know what you're looking for, it's not that hard. But if you don't know what you're looking for, then yes, you're going to get fucked.
Mm-hmm. I kind of had that problem in the last Phoenix Wright
I'm
game.
actually looking.
But then again, I was kind of.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing the multiple witnesses. Looking forward to the multiple witnesses angle because that's a type of logic puzzle which is very interesting if you know how it's done.
Yeah.
Okay, and you could have just been seeing the early parts, which is relatively easy.
Yeah.
It will definitely pick up. It always escalates.
Yeah.
So
So, what else is on our list of news? Oh, this is the last thing. Disgaea 5 could only be done on PS4.
Yes, Disgaea 5 is announced for PS4 in Japan, but hopefully we'll be seeing it come out to the stateside soon. The little summary that I got for a story says that a young demon boy named Kiria is seeking revenge against the demon emperor Void Dark. He is joined on his quest by Seraphine?
yeah, Seraphine, the princess of the gorgeous
underworld, and Usaria, the unstable queen of Rabbit World, who, quote, goes berserk if she does not eat curry.
Why does this sound like an RPG Maker game I played recently?
Really? You played an RPG Maker that sounds like this recently?
Well, at least the unstable queen of Rabbit World part.
I don't know.
Okay.
That sounds something more along the lines I'd see in a Dragon Quest game.
No, look up a game called Wada no Hara and the Great Blue Sea, and you'll know what I mean. It's an RPG Maker.
It can't be worse than the Pigeon Simulator.
Oh
What
God!
is it called again? Hatsune Boyfriend or something like that?
I have no idea.
I don't care. But anyway, the game that I mentioned actually is really good. Really kind of dark, too.
And apparently, it's gonna be Disgaea 5 can only be played on the. It's made only for the PS4. It will only be used for the PS4. And it says that the main reason for this is because they're gonna have 100 characters on screen.
Are you serious?
So we could be looking at full-out wars going on now instead of skirmishes.
Oh, that would be amazing. So it will take a lot of time just to get through one of those maps.
Maybe you can control groups of people.
I don't think so. I think that it might be more.
Just trying to get more sprites
I
on the
think
screen.
there would be multiple. I think it would go like an Advance Wars approach of there being multiple teams on the field. With like say, there's your team, the red team, the blue team, and the yellow team, and they're all fighting to be the last one standing.
All
Well,
right.
At least that's what.
Interesting.
But anyway, Disgaea 5 is going to be out in Japan in spring of 2015. Most likely, based on my track record with Disgaea games, it'll probably come out in October, November the same year.
Huh.
Please be excited for more fan service.
Oh God.
Give me a Disgaea game, and I will show you where the fan service is at.
The first one.
Etna.
Yeah.
I know the second one.
Yep. Alright, so we've now gone through all our news for this week's podcast, and now let's go ahead and talk about what we did last weekend.
Okay.
Ravenloft. Okay. So impressive. Preface before we start talking about this. We've been doing a lot of Ravenloft updates recently, and that's because we've actually been able to have sessions right before we record.
Yeah.
This is not always the case.
Yes.
So if we do not mention Ravenloft in a podcast, it's because we haven't gotten around to actually having a session.
And actually, we aren't going to have another session until October, late October, I think.
Yeah, player conflicts prevent a session for that being until October. So it's not that we're not recording it, it's not we haven't experienced the adventure yet.
Yeah.
Right. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into what happened.
So, where we left off last time, we were stuck in...
The Mountain of Madness.
Yes, we had just finished off a fight with some, we finished off the wounded inmates.
Yeah.
Two out of three, which were what did it say? Murderous, insane.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 were murderous.
Homicidal.
Yeah, and Legend's character, I forgot, what was the name again?
Alba,
the unknown gendered person.
Yeah, who had just almost basically decapitated someone.
He was big, he was mean-looking and scary. I feel justified in doing so.
Yeah.
Not to mention he was trying to kick me in the face or so.
Mm-hmm. So after taking care of all that happened, getting
horses back and healing the injured.
Yeah, we ended up trying to find a way to basically deal with all the crap that was going on, like all the
brainwashed innocents.
Yeah.
Yep, they were basically out for our blood, and we needed to get away.
Not only that, but we had the thing that should not be following us around everywhere, which, if you've actually read in the Mountain of Madness, it's that same little tentacle flower dragon wing thing.
With a pan flute.
Yes. That's what we were fighting against, in case you're Cthulhuoid fans.
Okay, and we had several moments of brilliance in getting away from this thing. I remember your knight actually was able to cover our tracks.
And then
Yes.
my moon priest created a mirror that reflected what was going...
It made a mirror reflection of a wall to fool them into thinking they hit a dead end.
Yeah.
Yes. Which worked.
Yeah.
It was, but to be fair, you needed to roll twice for that. Because,
Yes, and I crit success on the first one.
which means that you could, in fact, make an optical illusion. And then the second one was to cast the spell to create this illusion.
Which I did perfectly.
And, as a result, we were able to get away with it and recover our injuries.
Yep, the air-headed bunny ended up helping.
So we ended up traveling around finding a place where the creatures lived.
Yep.
We shortly left that place afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And then we began with Operation Destroy the Monolith.
Yep, there was a giant monolith earlier on, which was... We basically figured out was actually helping to brainwash everyone in that area.
I've almost found out the hard way in that regard, because I'm a very curious and impulsive character. So if there is the big shiny red button that says do not touch, guess what I'm going to do?
Touch.
No, you're
Which-
going to smash it.
Oh yeah, boom, and let all chaos ensue. But at least I'll know.
So in order to do this, the stone has a 20-yard radius of influence.
Mhm.
So what we ended up have to do is we would have to tie up one person in bondage rope, send them out into the influence of the stone. If they were sane, we untied them. If not, we pulled them over and smacked them across the face until they were sane again.
I was the first one, I believe.
And then we kept doing that and pulling people out until basically we were all inside the perimeter.
We all resisted the pull of the mind-washing stone,
It was
and we were able to continue.
It was actually kind of amusing because in order to succeed in, not
doing this, we had to actually
we had to fail our escape rolls.
Yeah.
So either the other person had to tie the rope so well that we were not going anywhere, or we had to suck at escaping. As it turned out, both happened.
So we didn't have to worry about either. So we ended up having to. We started chipping away at this obsidian stone.
Some more successful than others.
And we eventually destroyed it.
Oh, no. We didn't destroy it. We eventually figured out, oh wait, the horse is stronger than we are.
Again, no one explicitly told me that the animals were immune to the stone's power.
We mentioned that in the email.
Yes.
No. That's out of character knowledge.
I know.
That does not count. We have to mention it in character.
True.
That's why you have to do that. Otherwise, characters won't know shit.
And anyway, before we did that, I had my healer character cast Mystic Mist around the entire perimeter.
Which gave us +1 to our evasion, and them -1 to their attacks.
They would also have to make a horror roll in order to enter it.
Which didn't do bullshit against the giant Cthulhu-like monster who came in.
But it
And
did stop the 14 thugs that were coming after us.
Well, they didn't really come after us to begin with because we destroyed the stone.
We destroyed the stone before they could enter it. But
Yeah.
the one thing that it did do was scare the piss out of our local NPC comrade, Tocino,
Yeah.
which was hilarious. I wanted to kill him. I was just ready to jump that guy with the sword. Because he was not
The
listening to
ambiguous
us.
self was ready to jump the handsome Spaniard with a sword?
What
What?
the fuck?
Oh, god dang it.
Yeah.
Anyway, after that, Cthulhuoid ended up coming our way, and god damn it, did that thing hit like a truck.
Yeah. The first thing I decided to do was block it. The attack went through the shield and almost broke off my arm. This was a very bad idea, I thought.
Indeed. I eventually took another hit to the chest, and it almost caused me to go berserk. Which it did not, thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully you didn't go into Berserk a second time, because that would have been horrible.
That would have been horrible.
Especially for the events that transpired after.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but eventually we decided that discretion was the better part of valor. We yielded a full escape, much to the chagrin of Tails.
Yeah.
Tails, our friend, not the furry anthropomorphic sidekick.
Yes, we forgot to mention what Tails was doing at this time.
You mean aside from being a cat, yes, Tails apparently can transform into a jaguar at will.
Which is awesome.
But she has to be nude in order to do so.
Again,
Well, she's not far from being nude most of the time.
No,
Tails' character is
Amazon.
an Aztec priestess who has the body of a pole dancer.
But the thing that I want to bring up is the fact that, well, remember the guys that I had taken down?
Yep.
Well, she went back to heal them and bring them out. So we basically were leaving her there to contend with the Cthulhu monster with people in tow.
Smart move, but then I can't really say that I wasn't helping out. Well, actually, I did, because
You had basically run out your
my magic. I was basically going to be running at like half speed
and whatnot. So it was a good thing that you escaped.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the knight and I were holding the monster in place, and then we had to go because, well, we were getting our asses kicked.
Yeah. So eventually, you get the bright idea to try and freeze this thing in place.
Yes, one of the benefits of being a magic swordsman is you can pull this crap off. Unfortunately, I did not have writing skill.
Well, you wanted to hit the thing and not be enraged to get counterattacked.
Exactly.
So what he wanted me to do was take you along horseback and do a drive-by
Flash
of this thing.
One of the benefits to the spell that I was using was that it doesn't matter what part of the monster or person you hit with this. If it connects, they will completely freeze over.
Instantaneously.
Yep.
Which is awesome. And then they have to make a strength roll to break out.
Which
they failed.
They crit failed.
Yes.
Which meant that guy was stuck in there for well over an hour.
Yep, especially since we were in the cold, which improves the time spent in there.
But overall, we got Tails out with the injured party member, and we returned safely to the abandoned asylum.
And here's where the booty. Not where the booty, but here comes where
the booty. It's the magical experience booty.
Yes. Unfortunately, this was not a treasure-laden.
We were only getting 1,000 gold between 5 adventurers for rescuing these inmates.
But the GM decided to be generous
and give us a character point for each person we rescue.
To put this in perspective, we normally get, like, say,
3 to 5.
3 to 5 points per session. He just awarded us a whopping 14.
Which was
insane.
We took pause for a moment so we could go ahead and recalibrate our characters via very convenient training montage.
Yes.
Yes.
I gave my character lots of spells.
As did I.
I managed to improve my strength and improve a couple of skills here and there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we eventually decide, okay, we've had enough hanging out at the loony bin. Let's go somewhere sane.
Yeah, and so we decided to head north.
travel north towards Darkon, which is the closest thing in Ravenloft to medieval Europe.
Yep.
Funny thing happened while we were traveling to Europe, didn't it, Zero?
Yeah, apparently my priest who can cure the Black Plague ended up catching it.
No. Here's what happened. It started off as you wake up the next day to travel, and he tells Zero's, the GM tells Zero's character, you feel an odd soreness in your groin.
And
To which, if I were the perverted character that I wanted to be, I would have immediately responded with STDs. But you're a priest, so that wouldn't count.
Instead, the second I heard that, I said, "Fuck you, cure Black Plague, made it."
Unfortunately for you, you were able to do this not just for yourself, but for Tails' character.
Yes.
The problem happened to be that you were going to try and cure me and Legend's character preemptively.
Yeah.
I declined.
Only to fail when you realized that you did not do diagnosis first.
Yeah. So that was a goof up on my...
So remember, never try and cure for a disease unless you know the person has it.
Yeah, so we'll wait and see until you find that pain in your groin.
Well, that might be something else, but given the fact that I have 12 HP and fitness, you better resist getting diseases in game.
Yeah.
So that's something that definitely helps with that.
Mm-hmm.
So after that little bout with the bubonic plague, we end up in the closest town that we can.
Yeah, unfortunately, the gates are shut to keep out any plague carriers. And what does the GM want us to do? Well, I'm impulsive, so he says, "Okay, make a climbing roll." And then, of course, I bring up the one thing that I've been doing,
Abusing since you started this character.
yes,
Yeah.
which is walk on air, which allows you to cast a spell that allows you to
Float.
To walk on
use
air.
the air as a staircase and go to wherever the heck you want to go. And the look of dejection on the GM's face, I will admit, was pretty priceless. Go ahead, make your roll. Blah, blah.
So we eventually get our way into the city. We find out that it's been affected by the plague too.
Mhm.
So we go in.
Head to a tavern.
I think most of us head to the tavern. I think Tails' character tries to dance to get some money, but otherwise, after Legend's character and I go to the armor and try to commission a few things, we go to the bar as well, in which the most hilarious sequence of events occurs.
Okay, so... Oh no, you're talking about that.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
talking about that. So
No,
all of us arrive at the bar. The bar maiden tries to flirt with Miko by seeing what kind of sweet things he wants because of his sweet tooth, and he ends up just going for mead. No, he orders a mead, doesn't drink it because Alba takes it from him.
Yeah.
That is
No,
Legend's
you
character.
declined it. I took it instead.
Yeah.
And you had bread with honey instead.
Yeah.
Tails' character is dancing and gets propositioned several times for an orgy.
Yeah.
And Legend's character,
who is also
gender ambiguous,
also gets propositioned for an orgy.
And then Leo's character actually does go for an orgy.
No, he goes off and bangs the barmaiden while you two are all talking.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Apparently the GM wanted to get...
No, actually, that was just me. No, I was the one who hit up the barmaid because none of you guys were going to go ahead and get laid. So I'm like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
Did you forget the golden rule? Beware of women, for they come from hell.
And you know, several times throughout this adventure, our characters have run into quite the spot of luck regarding women.
Actually, yeah, I have. Quite a bit.
Yeah.
All of them have been mine, actually.
Yes.
I take the good and the bad.
Yeah, and you
Okay,
take the
listen.
heart attack as well.
Yep.
Well, you do recall that when I was the lawyer and we had just gotten out of medieval Louisiana, I had to make an ST roll?
Yeah.
That was for checking an STD. So yes,
Wait, ST? I thought it was HT.
I had to check for an STD
Oh.
with HT.
Oh gosh.
Yes, you can. If the GM is so inclined, you can get venereal disease.
He's already been a bastard already.
Well, to me, not to you guys.
Well,
He gave me the plague. That's a big fuck you right there.
I
he was
no,
tormenting
hang on,
my
hang on.
bar character.
hang on. To be fair, it was not he who assigned you the plague. We all made secret rolls before we played. And of course, we were included in the role. So in fact, it was not the GM who gave you the plague, it was one of us.
Including yourself.
No,
Because he does not confirm nor deny whether or not we're rolling for our own characters.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway.
So we could or we couldn't. We don't know.
Anyway, after that, in the bar, Alba gets propositioned to...
Not for an orgy, but for a murder.
Yeah.
Well, the first one was for the orgy, the second one was for the murder.
Yeah.
And the murder I had to turn down until
Yeah.
Tails says, I'll take it.
And we were all like,
Tails, who was up until this point the most, I guess, innocent of the characters.
Yeah, she has a... Well, the innocent is debatable, but she typically... her character typically...
plays to benefit the NPCs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially their innocence. And she went ahead and...
Took the job. But
With
not
still
to
over.
actually complete the job,
But to take the knife and show it to the people that we were going to do the job on,
which was the Vistani.
who are the local gypsies.
Yeah.
Who you actually came from as your first character.
Yeah, half Vistani, half elf.
Anyway, so
Okay, so...
We showed them the blade, found out it's part of something that was involved with the whole Great Convergence in Ravenloft.
Which basically is
which is-
continental drift on a ridiculous scale.
Continental Drift combined with Big Bang Theory and zombies.
Yep, basically.
So, the party eventually decides that we're going to act as a guard for the gypsies, and we pack our stuff and we start following them.
And that's basically where our campaign ends.
All right.
I recall.
Well, it's not the campaign over, it's where a session ended.
Yeah.
The session ended, so that's the end of the Ravenloft update.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
got a whole lot of points for that one.
Yeah, and of course we did shit that the GM never expected, as per usual. He really should start predicting us a bit better.
I don't think he can, aside from a few other things, other than the fact that you will go raid and I will go attempt to fuck an NPC,
And
so long as they're attractive.
I'm just... Well...
You're the least
Chaotic.
No, not the least chaotic. The least predictable of any of us.
yeah.
I mean, even the GM can kind of predict what Tails is going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of his...
Well, the problem is he doesn't have a poker face.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does not. So...
Yeah. You got. He's got.
Terrible poker face.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's good at setting up stores.
Yeah.
Any other updates on the channel, Zero?
Well, other than the Ice type review going to be up on Wednesday, there really isn't going to be much until like October 30th when the creepypasta should be posted.
Alright. Alright. So we're going to pause right here for you guys to stop. So if you guys do not want to hear the Kenichi-Cast, if you do, we're going to go ahead and start right after this message so we can go ahead and spoil what Kenichi is all about.
All right. So.
Okay, so no one who's currently listening wants to hear... Everyone who's currently listening wants to hear spoilers about Kenichi.
Or does not mind.
Or doesn't mind. So this is so let's get started with this.
All right. So if you didn't know, History's Strongest Disciple Kenichi is a manga that's been going on for over 12 years now.
Yeah, we did mention that in the last podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But, today it came to an end.
We found out last week that it was ending already.
And we were like, what?
Because this was one hell of a place to end off.
It literally jumps the shark.
No. It does not jump the shark. It rides the shark high up into orbit, meteor stomps the shark at escape velocity, flies around the moon, and then comes back down. That's basically what I saw and felt at the very last moments. Especially when it came up to the invincible Superman, Hayate Furinshi.
Okay, so let's
Start from the very beginning.
No. Let's not start from. If we start from the very beginning,
We'll be here all
we'll be
day.
here all day. Let's start at the last chapter, where basically the last arc that leads into this ending, and then let's go over some of our favorite things from it.
Okay, lead off.
Okay, so the last major arc was a battle between the two major forces of good, which is
Ryuzanpaku.
Zanpaku, and
And-
evil, which is Yami, which includes Yomi, the Dark unarmed fist masters.
Yeah, the one
And
Shadow 9 fist.
And the armed execution squad.
Okay, and there is a big thing going on between the two forces, as in the life-saving fist and the death fist,
which is a common trope when it comes to martial arts style mangas.
I mean, and I do appreciate that the theme of the manga addressing the fact that martial arts were originally designed to, well, end the opponent.
Kill, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that over time the martial art has evolved to save people instead of killing.
Well, to protect oneself.
Protect oneself rather than kill someone else.
Yeah.
So the entire shenanigans involving martial arts magic occur, but the biggest moment in which the shark got jumped was in which the Superman character Kenichi's disciple Hayate, in order to Kenichi's master. I'm sorry, I got confused. Kenichi's master Hayate has to stop an ICBM from detonating and destroying the world.
Okay, but here's the thing. The ICBM has already been launched and is in what appears to be low orbit. Hayate catches up to the missile.
In one jump, proceeds to...
Yeah, he goes all JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I'm sorry, that was the Dododo was Fist of the North Star. What I should have done was
yeah. Basically, he
touches the hell out of the ICBM,
and it blows up in his face.
And that's where
he comes flying down like a flying squirrel.
In the next chapter, yes, he survived a point-blank missile explosion and was somehow still clothed enough that he could come down like a flying squirrel.
Close enough, he was undamaged.
Unscathed.
How?
Even his clothes have ki.
Bullshit!
Actually, there is a thing, like, in Superman, the reason that his latex skin suit doesn't appear damaged except under extreme circumstances is because the electromagnetic energy that's Superman's armor affects his clothing as well.
But this is a man who's supposed to be a super trained human being.
Ki, which has been in some studies studied, is said to conduce similar electromagnetic properties when held close to the body. So in a sense, yes, he was untouched because his ki was that awesome.
Here's the thing. When the series first started, the martial arts was pretty well grounded, except for the fact that the masters were kind of...
Well, they were kind of superhuman.
They were displayed superhuman, as masters of kung fu and martial arts are.
Yeah.
However, halfway through the series, once the character starts catching up to everyone else, the badassery starts to fly.
Yeah. Not only does the badassery start to fly, but also the asses in general and the tits.
Yeah, the artist takes a very gratuitous approach to showing off female characters' bodies as much as possible.
Yeah, here's the thing. They'll basically be covered by two little word effects.
Or Tochimaru.
No. What will happen is the clothing will be torn enough to show you the majority of the boob, but still covers the nipples and important parts.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't ecchi manga.
Yeah,
But it's close enough for Zero.
Yeah.
For Zero to groan at it every time we mention it.
Because the martial arts are very good.
Well, then you have the one master who is the token pervert, who literally dispatches all of his female opponents.
Wait, is it Ma or Ba Kensei?
It's Kensei Ma or Kensei Ba, depending on the translation. But the important thing is he fights his female opponents by stripping them of their clothes.
Yeah.
Which is culminated when he defeats his eternal rival, the big-tittied MILF, who can somehow stop her aging.
Yeah,
and literally disrobes her yukata and her hakama in a single swipe.
Which is actually an achievement in martial arts standards, believe it or not. Because this chick was purported to be so strong that she gave Hayate Furinji, the guy who just punched a missile in the face and lived,
a run for his money.
Exactly.
And here's the thing, she's probably as old as he is.
No, she is as old as he is, but because of her training, she can control her aging. So that's why I said, she is a MILF, she just doesn't look it.
Also, her eyes remind me of a goat's.
Yes, she does.
Why would you notice that detail?
He's looking everywhere but the boobs. Of course he's going to notice that. You
Oh.
won't.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah, you two are too busy ogling her.
They're the size of melons.
Yeah, they are they pretty much are a handful.
Yeah. Oh, god damn it,
But
Leo.
there's a whole cast of characters who get derobed and have character development throughout the entire plot.
Well, to be fair, I mean, it is better, the derobement, than, actually seeing girls getting punched.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's part of the reason why Kenichi does have a rule of not hitting girls, period.
yeah.
And it does create for rather humorous situations.
Yeah. One of my personal favorites, when he's getting beaten up by a gang filled with nothing but girls who have weapons in their hands.
The Valkyries.
The Valkyries. And he gets up as though it's nothing and runs off saying, "I don't want to die today, hot chicks."
Oh yeah, I forgot he does say that.
And then Shigure shows up, the chick with the katana,
Who disarms every single one of them
And disrobes them.
with
But
a wooden spoon.
well, he has to talk her down to the wooden spoon because she goes through her entire arsenal before getting to the spoon.
Because the main character is, ironically enough, a pacifist.
Yes. And this is also amusing. It also has my other favorite line from this exact moment, which is, "Don't die, hot chicks!"
No, I thought the one you were going for is a strategic withdrawal.
Oh, that's a famous one. Kenichi has sworn never to run away from his opponents. That does not stop him from, however, strategically withdrawing, which he will yell at the top of his lungs while clambering over a mile-high fence.
Seriously, the lengths this guy goes to make sure he doesn't die, or make sure...
Okay, so
Not that it helps much, considering what his masters do to him.
okay, so I have a couple of favorite moments that we need to go over to summarize the insanity and the well-writtenness of this manga. So if you gentlemen go ahead and play along with this, I have a couple of ideas right here for you to go over. So the first one we're going to go over is favorite laugh-out-loud moment from Kenichi.
Oh, I have one.
Okay.
I have one right off the bat. It's when the dojo is running low on funds. So in order to pull in some additional funds, they open the dojo to children. Akisame's children are studying jujitsu, and they somehow all manage to take on his facial appearance. To the sheer horror of Kenichi in the lower left panel. That was perfect.
Okay. Do you have one, Zero?
Well, really, anytime... I forgot his name. The judo master.
Akisame.
Akisame.
Yeah. Yeah. I love every single time Akisame just puts another ridiculous torture device he calls training on Kenichi.
And we're not
even kidding. First he starts out with giant statues.
Stone statues, mind you.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, those were throwing dummies
Made of stone.
made of rock that got progressively bigger as Kenichi's training went
And
on.
denser.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is, it fit into the martial art theme.
Yeah.
But then we start getting to the electrocution torture devices,
Such as the treadmills.
such as the treadmill, which, it just got fun.
Or the devices that if he moved one way, it would try to punch him.
Yep.
Yes.
Or like in the last chapter where he's on this giant hamster wheel.
Yeah.
With an electric laser right out of Super Mario Brothers behind him if he ever falls behind.
Yeah, and I love what Akisame says. "Oh, I feel so nostalgic about these training devices. After I upgraded from analog to digital."
That's right, he was hand making these things throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna go with a non-pervy hilarious moment because if I went with the pervy ones, there would be so much.
Yeah, it'd be all Bakensei.
But there is one hilarious moment where Kenichi has to have he still goes through school through certain parts of the early manga, And one of the angles that happens in a side story is his guidance counselor comes to see what he's been doing at Ryu Zanpaku.
Oh,
and the tough, badass karate instructor,
Sakaki Shio.
Shio Sakaki, has to pose as Kenichi's dad, and the buxom, seductive, soft-spoken Kunoichi, that is Shigure, poses as the mother.
Oh,
The hilarity that ensues is golden.
Actually, I have another one of my favorite. It's basically a lot of the moments with Appa-chai, Hoppa-chai.
Oh, yes.
The man has the body of a giant and the heart of a child.
Yes, and here's the thing. Kenichi has to go against Appa-chai to learn Muay Thai, which is what Appa-chai is a master in.
And we do emphasize against because Appa-chai does not know how to teach outside of punching things in the face.
And to the point where he can kill them. In fact, the first punch he lands on Kenichi literally kills him.
They bring him back to life. The first time. He has done this repeatedly.
And just seeing the reaction of when he first gets killed, and when
When Aki-sama goes to check his pulse and then realizes he's actually dead.
it's like, just like sudden, oh my dear God.
I think the anime, I don't know whether the anime version of that is still online. I hope it is.
Oh, I pray
because it's hilarious.
Yeah, there was an anime version of Kenichi, but it kind of had one of those, what you call it, gecko endings?
No, it didn't have a gecko ending. It's just that it died after the first season and just went into OVA hell. Which is a pity, because it gets amazing after the first arc.
Well,
Yeah.
part of the other problem is this thing would have to be rated freaking mature if they wanted to show things without cutting out a lot of segments of women getting disrobed in battle.
Or putting
They
out a lot...
showed Yorichi on screen, damn it!
Dude, I cannot count the number of times that there is side boob, top boob, bottom boob, any sort of teasing with the cheesecake.
Yeah.
It has more cheesecake than the Cheesecake Factory, for Christ's sake.
Fair enough.
Alright, so now instead of funny moments, let's go into badass moments.
Okay.
I got one that I want to start off first, because I know one of you guys is going to do this.
Alright,
Okay.
let's hear it.
The fight with Odin.
Oh,
When
yes.
Kenichi unleashed... Basically, up until this point, Kenichi has been going through hell with the training with his 5 masters. And yes, 5 masters. And he's fighting against Odin, an old friend of his who's become a complete badass.
He's the anti-hero of the series.
Yeah, and Kenichi is getting his ass kicked when he suddenly starts to channel his masters.
He channels the personality and the skill of his masters and fights back his enemies, fights back Odin.
Yes, and it is glorious.
Yeah, he goes through every single personality. He even cuts Odin's body with his palm like Shigure would with that spoon.
I may not be able to imitate Shigure's style, but I can imitate her double slash. To which we all just died laughing.
Because Shigure has a...
She speaks in broken... her speech is kind of broken up.
Well,
It's more of sudden pauses in between. She kind of does Shatner without it being so annoying.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
And
Shatner wasn't cute.
And it's... Shatner didn't have double D tits and where to come
Are you kidding? I think those are F cup.
You would know?
No, I'm just making a good guess.
Okay, but anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah, that moment was amazing. Though you were off. Kenichi has 6 masters, counting Hayate Furinji.
But he's never really tried.
Yeah, he did the mountain segment in which he unlocked the
whole...
Oh, yeah.
The whole move that Odin has been using the whole damn time.
Yeah, including the one
Seikuken.
moment.
Seikuken.
The Seikuken. Including the time that Hayate taught Kenichi how to use ki properly.
Yeah.
Into the master level.
So...
Spoilers, by the way.
That would be your moment?
No, it would not. My favorite badass moment was one that, well, it's early on in the series as well. This is even before the fight with Odin. And it is against Thor. Thor is a
sumo wrestler.
He's a combat sumo wrestler.
And he's quickly to make that distinction because he wants sumo to be considered an actual fighting art.
Yeah, this guy's dreams are as big, if not bigger, than his body.
Yeah.
And I have to respect him for that. But he's one of the strongest guys that we've yet seen.
And the heaviest.
Now, Kenichi, at this point, has been trying to figure out his signature move, which, as it turns out, is already in place. He's been using it this entire time, which is a combination attack from everything he's ever learned from his masters.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, when he tries this out against Thor, he gets to the last step and then realizes, oh shoot, the Jojutsu move for throwing Thor has to throw Thor. I have to pick up Thor in order to use it.
Well, it's not just that. You forgot to mention where they're fighting, which is they are fighting in I believe it's like 20 foot.
No, it's not 20 foot. It's like a 6 foot deep, 6 foot wide, 6 foot across
pit.
Iron pit. All of the floor is, well, iron.
See, that's the thing. You cannot climb out of this thing without help.
Yes.
There's no rock wall to climb on. You literally have to either throw yourself out of there, jump out, or get a rope or something, because there's no way you're otherwise escaping this death pit.
And if you get out of the pit, you automatically lose.
Right, which is, of course, a rule for sumo, but, of course, well, it's an underground ring, sort of.
Yeah.
So we get to the move that Kenichi has to use in order to throw Thor. And everyone's going, there is no way in hell that this is going to happen. But lo and behold, motherfucking Kenichi grabs the leg and walks with Thor basically lifted straight up into the air, and he throws Thor 6 feet out of the ring.
This is a 100-pound weakling, or former weakling.
Lifting
a 450-pound...
No, a 1,000 kilo, I think. He's 1,000 pound or kilo.
1,000 kilo, I think. Pounds is a bit much. But 1,000 kilo giant.
And tossing him
7 feet
into the air. Holy shit! And that was the moment that I decided, yes, you will be history's strongest disciple.
Yeah.
Good God.
Okay, since this is all Kenichi moment, let's go over. There is one more Kenichi moment I can toss in, and this is prior to the Thor fight, and this is his. He actually gained. Is it before or after he fights Siegfried?
What is it? The move Yoshi?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So before or after the Thor fight?
No, it's before.
Okay. So before the Thor fight, he has to fight the singing immortal Siegfried.
This guy is awesome.
He is hamtastic.
And he is badass in his own way.
We could tell you what he... Should we tell him his crowning moment of awesome?
No, we'll save that for... That's the next question. Save it for that.
Yeah, fair enough.
But, so, the problem with... So the deal with Siegfried is that he is a musician at heart.
Mm-hmm.
And he channels this into his fighting style by being able to read the rhythm of his opponent.
And promptly countering them.
So
Not to mention looking like he took the hit, but then getting back up.
And that's where the immortal part of his nickname comes from.
The immortal composer.
The immortal composer. So he's got Kenichi on the ropes because of the fact it looks like he cannot be countered. Kenichi is only able to deduce that there is a small point in his stance in which he can be countered, which requires, for video game reference, a no-frame attack. He literally has to instantaneously attack his opponent. So he has to deduce a 2-inch range on his chest and instantaneously strike it without any hint of the strike. And he pulls it off.
Yep, and
literally Siegfried is watching him do this and literally tries to think when he's going to counter, only to realize this move is instantaneous.
And he gets... Well,
he gets owned.
Well, let me put this punch's power in perspective. It is a combination of all that he's ever learned from all the masters in one punch, and to boot, the first time that he pulled this off, he snapped the striking post that he was working on in half with that one strike. Siegfried just ate that full power to the chest. Miyu steps in to save his life.
Because that fist would have basically killed him.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Kenichi's awesome moments. Let's go over other characters' awesome moments.
Starting off with
You can choose any other character, but just not Kenichi. We've already covered his badass.
And Hayate Furinji is out because there's no...
Because he is the god character.
He basically has freaking no clip on, basically.
Okay, so...
First off, Siegfried.
Oh, God.
This happens after the whole Odin arc.
Okay, so one of the things about Kenichi is that he believes in the power of friendship.
Yeah.
Literally everyone he fights says, you know what, he's not a bad guy, let's help him out.
And becomes a friend.
Yeah. So, Siegfried, after losing, goes all the way to the Himalayas.
Tibet. He goes to Tibet.
And he ends up spinning in a circle
For 40 days.
For 40 days.
On an ascetic mandala.
Yeah.
Who is his master?
Yeah.
No. Let me rephrase that so that you can understand. A sun ring, which is used to tell time and otherwise can be made to make music. A glorified music box.
Is his master. And he's been spinning on that thing for 40 days non-stop.
And then decides, oh, I feel a disturbance in the force. My comrades need me. And flies across the ocean in his own private airplane.
Yes, he's that rich.
Yeah.
Which gets blown up by the missiles by this island's defense system. But they still don't manage to hit him.
He jumps out. No parachute.
No. He does have the parachute. But he dives through the missiles first.
While at the same time creating a song of victory.
Before landing.
No. Before he has to open the parachute, gets out, cuts the rope, does a somersault on the ground, and basically ends up on his back. Stands up, does a victory pose, and the entire stadium is cheering his ass. We lost it at this point.
What a badass!
That was almost when the shark was jumped.
No, that wasn't even close.
It was Siegfried, so it made sense for him.
Okay. All right. I've got one.
Okay, go for it.
Mine happens to be a character who has not been talked about, and that is Kenichi's father.
Oh, God!
So the deal about Kenichi's dad is that he initially doesn't want Kenichi to go to the dojo to learn martial arts because... Why?
Doesn't want his son to be hurt.
Oh yeah, doesn't want his son to be hurt.
He's like
some kind of...
He's an overprotective dad.
Really overprotective.
But the thing is, he's a gun enthusiast. He's seen in the later chapters collecting guns, particularly shotguns.
Yeah, and he names them.
And he names them as any gun collector would.
Come, Sebastian!
Now, the running gag for the most part was that in the early manga, Kenichi would eventually take sabbaticals at home and update his family on what he's doing.
Right.
The father would get concerned and brandish his shotgun, to which the mother whacks him over the head with a frying pan and tells him no.
Yep.
Eventually, at one point, he gets very concerned with Kenichi moving into the dojo and decides to go check it out for himself.
Oh, that one.
The wife agrees on the condition he leaves his shotguns at home. What he does not tell her is that he bought a new shotgun for the occasion. So he goes into Ryuzan Pakto and gets himself scared shitless by all the masters and accidentally activates a trap.
Yeah.
Meant by Shigure to dissuade Kensei-ma from peeking on them in the hot springs.
And it does take a good set of traps to keep Kensei from getting to his targets.
Now, what is notable at this point is that he is in direct combat with Shigure, and he has Kenichi under his arm. He intentionally fires on Shigure with the intent to protect Kenichi, but anyway, he fires a lever action shotgun in one hand, takes the recoil accurately. The only reason it doesn't do anything is because Shigure is such a badass, she blocks it with her sword.
But she knows her weapons, and she openly says, That's not a kind of weapon that you can reload with one hand.
Bullshit! The father does a rotating reload with one hand, holding his son in the other, and continues firing while running away in the opposite direction.
Which proceeds to impress the masters of the dojo.
So,
In his own right, he is a master of firearms.
Holy crap. And it was glorious.
and technically, I'm pretty sure the wife is a master in her own accord.
Master of the frying pan.
Waifu.
Yes! Yes! That was golden!
Oh god, I think we can end it there.
No, we have
no.
to keep going.
We must spoil more of Kenichi.
Okay, so those were our moments. What's yours, Legend?
Okay, my favorite non-Kenichi moment.
Yeah.
Ooh, man. Well, you've already taken Siegfried. And you've already taken Kenichi's dad.
and the master's kind of out of the picture.
Well, I would like to make a special shout out to one of the most hated and loved of all the characters.
Oh God!
Oh no!
Nijima.
Yeah.
No!
Haruo Nijima.
That fucking alien!
Yes.
Is a
He's either a demon or an alien.
He's one or the other.
No,
and he starts off as a scheming school kid.
Okay, at the beginning, Kenichi is a kid who even the geeks pick on.
And Nijima is one such geek.
The geek.
Yeah.
Who does so. But his character development is probably in and of itself one of the most badass crowning moments of awesome.
And also,
He starts off as the geekiest geek to ever geek of geekdom,
yes.
and rises to Donald Trump status, where he literally has his own Zaibatsu.
Yes!
The Shinpaku Alliance.
No, the Shinpaku Zaibatsu.
Yeah, he's a CEO.
By the time the series ends.
Yes.
This year's Fanta is
No.
amazing.
He's a CEO after a year of the events that happened in the previous chapter. It took him a year to get there. But that's not the moment that I want to highlight from this guy. I mean, besides the fact that he has amazing character development.
And the fact that he basically managed to convert Siegfried.
That didn't take much convincing. If you
No,
know
it
what I mean.
all it took was a weird alien flute.
Yeah, basically.
But anyway,
But the number one thing that I want to highlight is that one moment where Nijima Haruo he actually lists himself as a combatant in the fighting tournaments.
oh, that's right.
And he manages to pull off the win.
How I still don't understand.
Because it doesn't just take brute strength to win a fight. It takes smarts, and Nijima is nothing but that.
An evil genius.
Yes. So in this, what do you call it? Battle Royale.
In this 3-on-3 fight,
Yeah.
In this 3-on-3 fight, he lists himself and his comrades, and he uses a brilliant combination of strategy and ruses to cripple his opponents and end up pulling off the win. Which also used the power of friendship, which he also happened to factor into his calculations. This guy...
This man has calculated the friendship equation.
Exactly. And made it work for him.
And uses it to make his empire grow.
Yes! This man is an evil genius and a magnificent bastard of epic proportions.
okay, we talked about late characters and we talked about Kenichi's people that Kenichi has made his friends. Why don't we talk about our favorite masters and why?
Oh, good God, that's going to be
And
horrible.
you can choose either the Ryusan Paku masters or the Yomi masters if you're so inclined.
Oh, gosh. Well, I'm going to go ahead and spoil the huge one. The big one. The one that no one saw coming. Furinji. The second.
That is the Invincible Superman's son and Miyu, Kenichi's love interest's father.
Who initially at the start is thought to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Okay. Yes, he is Saiga Furinji is supposed to be the bad guy. But as is shown, he's a really cool guy.
Yeah.
He just hid on the ground for about 20 years.
Yeah. So, but the number one moment I have to pick for this guy is the fact that he blocked 3 master class opponents with 3 fingers, 1 for each at the same time.
And then proceeded to reverse their attacks on them.
And then give Kenichi the biggest compliment of his life. Holy crap. Oh, and of course, he did all of this, beating all 3 master level opponents within...
Wearing a fat suit.
No, not wearing the fat suit.
Yeah, he was wearing
He had already lost the fat suit.
No, he held the fat suit, and then it burned off because of the fire that was going on in the building.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he
Spoilers.
fought all 3 masters in that super waistcoat. And he defeats all of them before he lets his jacket hit the ground. Crap! That is awesome! Instant transmission has nothing on this, almost.
Alright. So, I guess for my choice of master, I guess it would have to... God, I'm torn between 2 from Ryu Zanpaku.
Okay,
which ones?
I'll tell you what. Let me do mine, and I'll give you more time to mull over it.
Okay.
Okay, because everyone knows what mine is, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. Kensei Ma is a badass.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he is the token short, small kung fu pervert who seems to exist in some shape or form in every medium ever.
Yes.
He is Ichi in personified.
However, the man is not only legendary in his perversions, but he has the virility to back it up.
This guy.
Okay, so he pops into Ryu Zanpaku because he doesn't want to run his own Zaibatsu, which he is funded in China.
Yeah.
He is literally known as the grandfather of all Chinese martial arts, and he says, "Fuck that shit! I'm gonna go cool off in the dojo."
Yeah.
So he goes ahead and he's the one responsible for teaching Kenichi Kung Fu.
Yes.
And throughout the series, he's a known lecher and uses this as a weapon. He will often disrobe his female opponents, actually in several instances folding up his trophies for them to put back on later after he's finished humiliating them. He can tie them up with whatever strings they happen to be wearing.
And I'll say this bald bastard was once a bishi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Time is cruel.
Aside from the fact that he's a womanizer, he's actually one of the few people who can give Kenichi romance advice, in which he reveals his youth, the photo of him as a bishi when he was younger.
Yep. So Sakaki Shio gives him life lessons and how to be a man, where his father seems to have failed.
Yeah.
And then Kensei Ma gives him the other half of the how to be a man speech.
Chicka wow wow.
Basically.
He has his own daughter who also becomes infatuated with Kenichi as well because the subplot of Kenichi is harem comedy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Though he does have
He does
only for one.
He loves only Miyu.
But again, harem comedy, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Rika is...
But the ultimate point for Kensei Ma that sealed it for me was there's a fight that goes on in which Kenichi is re-challenging the evil Taekwondo fighter.
Mhm.
Apachai is dealing with his evil counterpart, which is his adopted brother. And the other 3 masters...
No, it's not Taekwondo, it's Muay Thai.
Muay Thai. He's dealing with his evil adopted brother. And the other 3 masters, Shio, Kensei Ma, and Shigure, are fighting 3 spirit users.
Yeah.
Akisame is helping, what's the alien dude?
Nijima.
Nijima, because they're stuck in a security locked building, and he's trying to break them out while they're getting security footage for some national conspiracy. But that's not the reason why they're there. The reason why they're there is to kick ass.
Yes.
And the ass kicking starts with Kensei Ma trying to pick the attractive female fighter by beating out Shio Sakaki.
No, not Shio Sakaki. Akisame.
Akisame in a paper scissors rock match,
In
which
which-
occurs so epically that it busts his hand at the end of it.
Yes, but that's not even the best part. What Kensei says right before he clenches that fist. Error will prevail!
So he manages to sink the win for his perverted desires, but busts his hand in the process.
So he now has to fight a spear user.
A seductive, psychotic spear user with one hand.
Yes.
And does so. By disrobing...
Well, of course, he's had a lot of practice using one hand.
Oh! Especially against spears.
Oh!
So he disrobes her systematically, removes her armor, and then knocks her out before proclaiming the world needs more... The world would be at peace if there was more Ichi.
Even better, during the fight, as it turns out, she loses the desire to kill him.
And becomes infatuated with him.
Son of a gun!
Even in his old age, he still has
the moves.
Oh man, the whole series has been amazing.
All right, Zero, your turn.
Again, I'm still torn between these two because these are both amazing in their own regard.
Pick one. You can only have one.
Swordsman, Muay Thai, Swordsman, Muay Thai. Damn it!
Okay.
I can't decide between Shigure and Apachai.
Really? Why Shigure?
The swords, because she's just amazing.
Well,
You mean aside from the fact that she can basically handle any weapon, no matter how small it is?
Yeah, or the fact that she's. You know what? I'm going to go with Shigure.
Okay. What moment are you going to use for Shigure's awesomeness? Because if you don't use this particular one, I am going to have to say it for you.
It's the one where she's. Well, the awesome factor is the fact where she has been captured.
Okay, I think we're going... Okay, good. You're going with that one.
Yeah. She's been captured, and people are... Because she's the last known master of this specific type of steel making.
Steelsmithing, which creates the best kind of steel. It's like the magic mithril.
Yes, she basically can create mithril for a sword, and she's been tasked with
She's been captured and forced to recreate it for the evil scientists.
Yeah, so they can do it. And here's the thing: she's not doing that. She's making all this other stuff. She's even making these tiny little pieces, and she eventually uses these tiny pieces to escape several times.
Yeah, usually in process recreating weapons, smithing herself a astrologue to determine where she is in relationship to the world because she doesn't know where she is.
Yeah, or even making a tiny little katana just so she can cut up her opponents. I mean, talking about like
6 inches long.
like Tachimaru can use.
Tochimaru being her pet mouse, which is also a master of all weapons.
Yeah,
Including a semi-automatic rifle at one point.
There was one point where he was going to try and bust her out, and he goes, she disarms a armed guard, and Tochimaru, in his short little size, holds an M16, and all the soldiers are like, he can't fire that.
Oh shit!
Everyone ducks for cover. As soon as they discover the mouse can fire an A16.
Yeah. And
an M16.
Yeah, and
It's glorious.
Shigure is a master of every weapon.
Including a hoe.
Yeah.
I'm not being dirty. I mean a literal
Garden hoe. Which she gives to an enemy
who later becomes a friend after he reforms his ways.
Yeah, and uses that hoe to kick all sorts of major ass.
Yes.
At one point, this character, who is literally bombarded by a rain of arrows,
Who, by the way, he also looks like Edward Scissorhands,
digs his way out and makes a path towards the archer. Because the arrows are literally making it impossible for they literally have to stand on the arrows in order to fight in this rain.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the key word for this manga.
Ridiculous.
But ridiculously awesome.
Alright.
I think you guys can figure out that we are big fans of this.
Alright, one last question before we end this off, because we're already going way over time with this.
Hell, we're going twice the usual length.
Okay, so you get to spend a weekend doing whatever you want with any character from the series. Who is it and why?
Tough call.
Let's see. Well, actually, I would... I actually like to learn some Muay Thai skills from Appa.
If you can survive them.
Well, Apachai is actually pretty cool. I mean,
he's actually learned how to control his fighting style.
And
his punches.
And you can talk to animals.
And you can talk to animals. True.
Yeah. So I'd actually like to learn a little bit of Muay Thai just so I could defend myself a little better.
Okay. And you, Leo?
Hell, even a day of training with him would probably be more.
No.
Well, I really like to spend the Shio Sakaki looks like the kind of guy I'd really like to hang around with. We both study the same style, and he seems like a pretty cool dude. But you know what I'm going to go with because I've talked about it several times. My waifu from the Kenichi series is Renka Ma, Ba Kensei's daughter.
Oh god. It's official. We've now uncovered one of Leo's legendary waifus.
Oh god.
This is gonna suck, isn't it?
I'm gonna make a list of all of them.
If you show them, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be dead. You know the old saying: if you have more than one wife, you're going to lose your life.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely seems like a fun girl. It's sad that she's crushing on Kenichi, who's completely smitten with another woman. But she is a really fun, creative character, and I do like the development she gets, not just physically, but as a character.
Also, she acts like a cat.
Which is rather well. No, the one that acts like a cat is Kisara.
Well, they both kind of act cat-like.
Yeah, but Kisara more than
Renka,
especially because there's that whole sub arc with which Miyu and Kisara try and care for a kitten.
Yeah,
and that actually is part of and that eventually confounds into a plot device where Kisara turns over a new leaf and starts helping Kenichi.
Or the fact that Siegfried bribes Kisara with kittens.
Oh yeah, that too.
Oh,
we offer this peace offering of this adorable kitten.
And she squeezes.
Under which he starts pulling out more kittens.
What are you, a magician, Sieg?
That is also a famous internet moment from that anime.
Yeah,
oh,
it's hilarious.
Oh man.
But yeah, I think we've gone on long enough.
No, we haven't heard. We haven't heard Legend's character who we would spend time with if they existed.
Let me see. Well, I can't say right off the top of my head because there's a lot of crazy, funny characters.
Would you like to spend a day with the Master?
With the Master? No, I want to keep my life. Thank you very much.
Knowing you and knowing the similarities, you and Kenichi would get along really well.
Well, actually, yeah. Kenichi as a character seems like a pretty cool guy. I mean, he's an ordinary dude who happens to study martial arts,
And you both like to write.
And we both like to write, that is true.
The series ends with Kenichi publishing his adventures as a novel.
With his hand, which looks suspiciously like Feringi's at this point.
No. When he's awarded the prize, which is Japan's prize for literary greatness.
Yeah.
The only down point was that it sounded too unrealistic despite it being a true story.
Yeah. And the fact is, he wasn't making any of that shit up.
All in all, you need to read Kenichi. As far as like a must-read manga, I definitely say History's Mightiest Disciple Kenichi is where it's at.
Yeah, there might be a lot of boobs, butts, and other stuff, but
the other stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
The action is thrilling, it's pulse-pounding. You get psyched when amazing shit happens.
And it does. And
yeah.
This was one of the manga that actually inspired me to go into martial arts, believe it or not.
And now Legend is a Taekwondo master who can probably kick my ass 5 ways to Sunday.
I wouldn't say master, but yeah, I did end up...
You taught it to little kids.
I did teach kids how...
I can call you Apachai now.
No! I don't kill my kids.
No, you don't teach a killing fist, you teach a saving fist.
Yep.
Alright, this is Leo Force.
This is Death Zero.
And this is Legend Hunter.
Signing off.
Later, guys.
Ciao.